Hey everyone, GameHounds podcast. How are you? Sorry we're late. As you can see, I'm in my apartment. And I actually have a headset this week. Yay,
If you
me.
thought changing times would mean that we weren't late, you don't know GameHounds.
Yeah, clearly. But this one, it was my fault. And it's because I had said before that I went to the theater last night. And we
Movie
got
theater or theater?
theater. Went to go see
Oh.
Stereophonic. Really, really good play. Really good play. It sounds like it might be a musical. It is not. There is
Well, that
definitely
just feels
music
like a
in it.
waste.
Well, no, I mean, there's more mute theater out there than musical theater. I mean, don't get me wrong. I
I mean
like a
I mean
musical.
to name it stereophonics and not be a musical is like, well, that's just a waste of the name.
Yeah, I mean, there's music. There's definitely music in it, and it's definitely very good, but it is a talkie theater
Hmm.
play piece, not a sing everything out in music theater piece. In fact, the music has really very little to do with what's going on. I mean, it's everything about what's going on, but it's not like it's
Well,
forwarding the story.
how does the play relate to this morning?
How it relates to this morning is it is a 3 hour show. So we got back very late. And of course, we had to stop and get dinner on the way because it got out about like 11 and then stopped Raising Cane's on the way back home. And then, of course, we had a bunch of soda, which we were hopped up on caffeine. I didn't get to sleep until about 4 a.m. So this morning, sleeping, and all of a sudden, Chris's little chiming alarm clock, which is turned to mute until 11 o'clock this morning, wakes me up chiming 11, and it's like, fuck. So I had to hurry up, get dressed, get the dogs walked, get everything done, then get over here because my headset is here, and also because I prefer to podcast at my house rather than it sitting in the middle of everybody's life and people walking by. So yeah, that's why. So I didn't get to the apartment until about 10 minutes ago. So that's why I'm running 10 minutes. Well, I said I was running 10 minutes late, but I'm actually 20 minutes late to the show. So yeah, so that's what happened. It's a good show. If you have an opportunity to see it, definitely see it, especially if you are a fan of 70s rock, because it is essentially it's the story of a band that is trying to put out an album starting in Sausalito in 1976 and eventually moving to Los Angeles to finish it up in 1977. And a lot goes on, as typical with a lot of rock bands, especially in that era with the drama and, power plays. It was very, very good. But I mean, it's essentially if you know the history of Fleetwood Mac, it's essentially Fleetwood Mac.
No,
If you know the
is
history
it
of Fleetwood
let's make a
Mac,
biopic,
it's
but we didn't get the rights?
yeah, it's, very, very messy with people sleeping with each other's wives, which causes tension, and a type A personality who decides that he's going to, well, the drummer decides to manage the band because they fire the manager, and then the type A personality who's producing the album and is making essentially driving people insane. Like it's an emotional coaster, let's just say. And yeah, the Lindsey Buckingham character, and I air quote it as the Lindsey Buckingham character, is not much fun to work with. Very good, but he's not much fun to work with. And the Stevie Nicks character is exceptionally talented, but she is racked with self doubt and imposter syndrome, and there's alcoholism and rampant drug use, and then people deciding they're getting clean
So
and
it's
they're
kind
not
of
sort of getting clean, and then the marriage of
so it's
the
all the
keyboardist and the bass player starts to fall apart, and it's yeah,
it's basically a music biopic.
it's a music biopic, but also
It's everything that a Walk Hard parodied.
it is, but it's a biopic kind of using, I think, that band as kind of the initial template, but it's pretty much every fucking album that's ever made. And the no album is made easily. Let's just say, especially when you're talking about a band, no album is made easily, especially at that era. And this one is definitely not made easy. But it's pretty it is very, very good, and, you wanna truly appreciate how hard it is. Kind of like there was a movie about I can't remember the name of it, about the making of or the attempted making of Don Quixote by, Terry Gilliam.
Yeah, it's not the other side of the wind. Maybe it is the other side of the
It's
wind.
not The Other Side of the Wind.
But yeah, there's a documentary about that, and then I think Netflix paid to like splice together a finished cut of that or
Oh,
something
did they?
with
'Cause they had a lot of it.
um who's the bad guy in the new Star Wars movies? Kylo Ren, Adam
Uh,
Driver.
Adam Driver.
Yeah, Adam Driver was Don Quixote.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, no, that's a remake. The one that Terry Gilliam wanted to make was in the 90s, and, it was cursed, but on top of it, when you finished watching it, you have an appreciation of and an astoundment that any movie is made because
Okay, Lost in
it's a
La Mancha.
chaotic experience.
Lost in La Mancha is the
Lost in La
documentary
Mancha.
about the making of it.
Yes.
But his
Very good movie. If you are interested in movie making, that is like the actual act of making a movie and all the possible things that could go wrong. The fact when you're done with that movie, you are amazed any movie gets made.
I mean, that's also a good one of those is Jodorowsky's Dune. I don't know how to
Mhm.
pronounce it. Like something Jodorowsky was like a famous comic artist, like surreal graphic novel artist,
Mhm.
and at one point he was tapped to direct a Dune movie. And so there's
Oh.
all sorts of like concept art and stuff around it, but there's a movie called Jodorowsky's Dune that's like about the failed movie, how it never got off the ground. But it's another one of those alternate histories of what if we had this instead of the other Dune, David Lynch's Dune.
Yeah. Yeah. And this was it's Stereophonics the same way. It's like how is any album made in this creative and emotional and relational chaos that is the recording studio, especially when you've got, they're in the studio and their initial album hits number one and the record company doubles their budget. And now all eyes are on them. And it takes a year and more than a year to put it out instead of 6 months. And it's 6 months of 5 very incredibly talented, but very dysfunctional people. 6, really 8 if you count the engineers. The engineers are just trying to get this thing done. Um, how you throw that many people in that small a space for that much time working that hard, relations fracture, let's just say, but somehow they end up still making it. Anyway, but bottom line, that's what I was seeing. If you can see Stereophonic, go see Stereophonic. Thank you. Yeah. Jodowski's Dune, there's a link for that. And Stereophonic is the play. There's that. Go see it if you have an opportunity to see it. It's especially if you are an aficionado of album rock. The fact that an album and also
Hmm.
it gives you a sense of how comparatively easy it is now when you just get, you know, some TikTok star to just sing a song that somebody else wrote, and then
You
you
don't
also have
even
a superstar producer who already knows what it's supposed to sound like, and
you
nobody's
don't
putting
even need
input into
that. You
it.
can just use AI to make a band.
You can have AI to make a band. It makes you go, "Yeah, I could see why they want AI to make music." I really do.
This whole process is such
This
a
whole
pain in the ass.
process is just utterly insane. But, so yeah, I didn't get to sleep until 4 AM, and then rolled over when the alarm clock chimed 11 and got the dogs in the car, got them out, got them pooped, got them here, and there I am.
Well, did you play anything at 4 a.m.?
Well, let's start the show.
Yeah.
How do I do that again? It's a thing. It's here somewhere. I
You
can do this.
still 4 a.m.? I mean, I
A
see a
bit.
button to end the stream.
Let's not hit that button, please.
Are you just
Uh,
looking for the intro music?
n no, that's not the right sound.
Oh, oh, excuse you, Edie. Ooh,
Nope, that's not the right sound. All right, let's start the show.
This podcast discusses video games, pop culture, and technology, and these
ooh,
podcasters have
dance
big
off
fat potty mouths.
daydreaming.
If you're younger
Oh,
than
I see
18 or
all
are
the
easily
noise.
offended, please stop this podcast now. Oh, and your mom said to take out the trash and do your homework.
Hello and welcome to GameHounds. GameHounds episode 799. Ooh, next week, next show. Not next week, but next show is our 800th. I'm Edie Sellers. With me is Nick DiNicola, and
Hey,
uh
what the?
you're playing all of the options of
Oh,
music now.
I thought that would be ducks.
No, that's just music.
Oh, feed it's called feeding the ducks. I thought it'd be a bunch of quacking.
Night
I
driving is I
feel
think what you like.
I feel
You've
ripped
done
off.
you've done night driving before. I think you like night driving.
What's night driving?
No, I'm the one that likes night driving.
Night driving is good.
Yeah. That's the one you like.
Yeah.
Oh my, come
Anyway,
on, come on. What's
yeah.
drum roll
So did
bongos? Oh, I'm gonna have to use that again sometime. So, hi everyone.
hmm,
Welcome to GameHounds. What? Might as well just jump into it. You know, we already talked about how I went to the play, how I'm late. You know, and blah
yeah.
blah 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 blah.
Play anything?
What? No. I played All in Whole. Oh, I'll tell you what. I did play, but only briefly. And it's because Chris is like, I was looking for a new mobile game, and I was, you know, looking at reviews, and I saw one that it had like thousands of people playing it, and it had like 5 stars, and I had to get it, and I actually had to buy it, but it had such good ratings. And so he showed it to me, and I'm like, "Oh, Balatro. Yeah, everybody's freaking playing Balatro."
No.
It is you've heard of it. Yeah, I think you've
Of
mentioned it,
course.
haven't you?
Balatro has taken over the gaming industry last year,
Is
and
it
then it
last
came out.
year?
Yeah, it was nominated for like one of the best indie games last year.
Yeah.
I think it. I forget if it won or not, but anyways, and then yeah, I think it came to mobile this year.
Yeah, it came to mobile, and, it is very, very, very good for mobile, exceptional for mobile. So
Okay.
good that Chris had a really good run, and I had said to him, "Alright," before we went to the show, I'm like, "Alright, I'm showered, my face is made up, I need 15 minutes heads up before we leave. Like, when you're ready to leave, I need 15 minutes." And he had told Claire, "We need to go at, you know, this time." I'm like, all right, I need 15 minutes because I need to walk the dogs and I need to get dressed, but I don't want to get dressed in a dress and nylons and nice shoes and everything and sit around for an hour. So give me 15 minutes. He goes, okay, 15 minutes. I'm like, cool. So he's lying on his bed playing on his iPad. An hour later, I'm finally at the bottom of this. Claire's ready. Claire's never ready. Claire's ready. I'm ready. We're standing at the bottom of the stairs and have been for the last 40 minutes. And I look up and I'm like, Chris, I gotta say it. You've got to put the iPad down. You have to stop playing. He goes,
Get off your
I know,
phone,
I
young
know.
man.
And I'm like, you have to stop playing now. I've given you, like, I didn't give you hell after 15 minutes of me waiting when I told you I didn't want to be waiting around sitting in a dress.
So okay, have you played Balatro?
I have. I played it
Okay.
yesterday when we were at lunch. She showed it to
So
me.
yeah, I think it's worth it saying what it is.
Oh, all right. So it is, let me pull it up on the thing so that you can see it.
Yeah, because I have not played it. I've heard all about it. I've heard people praise it. And I know it's a poker game that's not really a poker game.
It is a poker game that is not a poker game. It is it's a roguelike. So hold on a second. Uh, there we go. You don't uh you
Yeah.
don't everything, all the rules are based on a poker hand. You are given a bunch of cards. Let me share the screen so you can see what I'm talking about. Stand by. Um All right. So you are given a hand of a bunch of cards, a whole stack of them, and you need to pull out 5 that make a poker hand. Now you have a limited amount of discards, and you have to reach a certain amount of points in order to go to the next hand. Sorry, hold a second. Let me clear my throat.
Yeah, so you're
So you
trying to
have to
make
clear a certain
poker
amount of
hands.
points to go to the next hand. And each there's you essentially go in groups of 3 of a small blind, a big blind, and then the final hand, and you keep doing that over and over again. Every time that you pull up a good hand, it scores the hand that actually have the poker parts, and it will discard anything that's not used in the poker hand. And originally, the first hand is very easy. It's just very straightforward, but you only have just a very small amount of points to hit. Every time that you win all 3 of the hands, the small blind, the big blind, and the special final hand, the final round, you are given dollars. With those dollars, you can buy cards that are modifiers to your gameplay, whether it be all spades will now be considered clubs. So now you can make flushes very easily. Or all face cards counted in your hand are scored for an extra 30 points each. Or your multiplier will be the lowest card in your non-used hand, that kind of stuff. So there's essentially there's jokers and there's arcana. And then you only have 5 jokers and 2 arcana that you can have. And the arcana are essentially 1 card use, where the jokers stay forever. I like this. Let's see if we can see a plus 15 multiplier when no discards are made in your hand. So that's every time that you go through those 3, you'll start a new round of 3 with higher point amounts that you have to hit in order to win. You also have packs that you can spend your money on, and when you get a pack, you can pick one or the other from those packs and to add to your hand, which are essentially like gotcha, or like any kind of card pack. You don't know what's in it, but you get to pick one.
Yeah, any sort of roguelike passive ability that you get on the way.
Right. So
Random number.
your hands, your all your modifiers and stuff carry on in your game. And you start over again, but you've got these extra bonus points, and you essentially tweak all of your bonus points so that you get more and more and more points. But every time you go through those round of 3, more point you start having to hit more, it gets more difficult.
Mm-hmm.
So it becomes a increasingly more challenging and technical game the more that you play it.
Yeah, and
And
I've
it becomes more tactical of what cards you play at any time, because maybe you don't want to put two pair or the full house down. Maybe you want to do the two pair and then do the three of a kind in a different card hand because you want to have some free discards. Make sense?
yeah, and I've heard people talk about uh basically building it out like any other fantasy deck where okay, I'm going to specialize.
Mm-hmm.
Uh I'm going to make the face cards be worth more points, and then I'm going to get a joker that has more face cards in a deck, and then those face cards suits change, so all of a sudden you're specking for
You're
four of a
specking.
kind. You're specking for pairs. Like you're still going for those classic poker hands, but it's not really about the poker because it's more about creating and specializing your deck to like force to break the rules of cards in order to get different sets and different poker hands
Mm-hmm.
to appear
Right.
more often.
Right. And the
And I've heard
game
that
in
it's
the final rounds
addictive.
throws a whammy at you. Like it will not count any cards. Or
I've also heard that
all
yeah,
kings
you can
won't
get a
count.
joker that just completely fucks you over.
Right, fucks over your hand. Now you can sell your jokers, which is a good thing, but at the same time, that means you've got more money, but you don't get the full amount back for selling that joker.
Hmm.
So it's a, it is a, it's like poker, it is very easy to learn. It is very hard to master, and you can really go down into a rabbit hole, and you get yourself a good hand, as Chris did before we left, and it can eat an hour to 2 hours of your time if you're going great. It is a roguelike though. If you don't make the minimum amount of points, like in this one we're seeing on the screen, he has to score at least 600 chips
Hmm.
um, in the 3-hand round. If he doesn't score those 600 chips, he loses, game over. You start all over again from nothing. No cards, no nothing. You get no benefit at all. There's nothing, no little perks that you get for future play based on current play. So what you're playing now is what you're playing, and it doesn't change anything in your future. You don't get any, which honestly I wish it did give you a little
A little bit of progression.
meta progression, right? A little something that gives you something. Hey, we got Maymay the Nard. I did not find. Maymay says, "Hey, babe, wake up. Edie found a new addiction. No, it's not my addiction. It's the Chris addiction. I did not.
Okay.
I mean, I played it over while I was eating a burger at Super Duper, but he was showing me how to play it, and I could see that it could be a very much an addiction, in the way that Marvel Snap was an addiction,
Mhm.
but without the multiplayer. But it is a, it's
It lives up to the hype?
it lives up. Oh, absolutely lives up to the hype.
Okay, I've been
Absolutely.
meaning to get it on mobile because I've heard good things about it, and it seems like a really great game to just pick up and play. But like yeah, I've heard so many positive things about Balatro, but it's just always been like that. Oh, I'll try it out next. I'll try it out next.
Yeah. Oh, AC Wraith says, "Will we have Tim on? You had me talk to him. He got on Discord. You waved at each other and nothing happened." My plan is to this week get with Tim, and since next week is our 800th show, if he's available, well, not next week, because next week Thanksgiving? No, next week is not Thanksgiving. So I'm thinking next week. No, it's 23rd. Yeah, that's before Thanksgiving.
Yes.
I'm thinking next week. We might actually have Tim on and see how many people we can crowd into this room and talk shit. Just not really have a news show, because news is starting to slow down, especially because of Thanksgiving. Just get together and just shoot the shit and talk to each other and have a good time. Um, yeah, Minion Denard says, I've got so many hours in Balatro. It'll get you.
I feel
Yeah,
like it's already gotten Chris.
oh yeah, oh hardcore. Chris is down for the count. I'm a little afraid of it because I can see how it does. And here's my problem with it is that it, unlike All in Whole, where the longest a round can last is 3 minutes. It compels you to want to hit play again, but you can always, like, you you're at work, you take your phone into the bathroom, you can play around and then walk out and you're
Mhm.
fine. Balatro, you can't do that. You cannot walk away. It's once you start, you end up playing
The rounds keep
possibly,
going.
yeah, in the
So then,
case of
okay,
Chris, more than an hour.
since it's on mobile, what happens if you close the app in the middle of the game?
I don't know.
What happens if I turn my phone off and put it in my pocket and
I
then
think if you
pull
turn
it
your
out?
phone off and put it in the pocket, and pull it out, you're fine. But if you close the game, I don't know if it breaks the game or not.
Okay, like these are important questions for a mobile game. A
Mhm.
mobile game should be able to
Allow
pick
you
up
to
where
walk
you
away.
left off.
Absolutely. But I don't know if it does, and I have not found out because Chris has
Oh,
not put it
Maynard
down.
says it'll put you. Oh, it'll put you in that lock-in mode. Oh,
Okay,
and he
good.
also says mobile version saves your game. So Chris could have just gotten ready. He could have stopped at any time.
Maynard, you just started a fight at my house that is about to happen when we're done with this show.
But he could have stopped at any time. But could
Yeah.
he have stopped at any time?
No, he couldn't have stopped.
Hmm.
He could have stopped, but he couldn't have stopped.
Exactly,
No,
exactly.
once you're,
There's a
yeah,
difference.
the bloodlust is there. The hunt is there, and he
When you get
definitely was
locked
hunting.
in, you can't pull away.
We have a visitor.
Dog, and this time dog is allowed.
Yeah, dog is allowed on the couch. We actually have all our creatures in the house, great and small. Yeah. So that was what I've got is Balatro. Do I think it is a fantastic game? Yeah. Am I afraid of it? Yeah.
You'll never
Very
touch it
afraid of it.
again.
I'm glad that it costs money. Should I tell you? You're the only people that I could tell this to. I haven't told this story to anyone because I'm so embarrassed.
Okay, tell it, and then we can look at Maynard.
Do I?
I
Because it
mean,
is one of those stories that is incredibly, incredibly embarrassing to me of something that happened this week, and it ended up costing me an awful lot of money. But it was potentially financially ruinous to me of something that I did that when you hear it, you'll go, "You're so fucking stupid."
did you invest in moon property? Did you send money to a Nigerian prince?
It's in the realm of stupid of sending money to a Nigerian prince. Okay.
I mean, you've hyped it up too much. You can't not do it now. By all means,
So
share the story in the podcast. We share multiple. We share on multiple
you
services.
none of you can tell Chris because this is just so embarrassing. Nobody you can tell
He's
anything. This the
listen.
shame of this was something I have not told a single soul this story.
Okay, well now you have to. So
All right. So I've got this new house. I've got blank walls.
hmm
And one of the things that I knew very early on, actually before I even moved out of the old house, was I needed to put things in my life that spark joy. And I love art.
Okay.
So I don't want to spend a bunch of money going to IKEA and buying freaking pictures that anybody else can have. If I'm gonna buy some art, I want to buy some art. Art. I like to
Okay.
have art. One, because the money goes to if it's a local artist, it goes directly to the artist to support them. Two, if I'm going to spend money on art, I don't want to have it be something that when I die, somebody throws it away.
Mm-hmm.
And it could actually have the potential for increasing in value. So there, and I've known this for a long time because I used to work for a art auction website. There is a very good portal online called Live Auctioneers, where it is art, auction houses, arts and collectibles, and a bunch of other stuff from all over the world. And you can bid in these auctions at these auction houses all over the world. Now, that's complicated because whatever price you pay, there's always going to be a buyer's premium, which is in the realm of anywhere from 20 to 28%. Plus, if it's not local and you can't pick it up, you have to pay shipping. Shipping can be very, very expensive. But there's a particular artist that I love called Paul Cesar Helou, Helleu. He is the artist that and eventually ended up doing the ceiling of of a central station, Grand Central Station in New York City. I really, really, really love his art, and I've always wanted a Paul Cesar Helou. So I endeavored to go onto Live Auctioneers, and I wasn't going to spend a lot of money, but I was going to spend a little bit of money, in the realm of like $300 or $400 for a Paul Cesar Helou. And I've been also seeing other interesting things like, oh, I like that. I wonder how much it's going to go for. So I would like something, mark it, and then it would alert me that something is coming up for auction, and I would watch it.
Okay.
Wednesday afternoon, something
Hang
came
on.
up for
Okay,
auction.
so this
What?
is. Oh, let me
Are you, let me
remove
put it up
that.
there. Yeah. That's
This is
Paul
just
Cesar
this is
Hello.
just some Google of his art.
Right, right, right. Yeah, he's the Victorian women and usually, and he does hair amazingly, and I love his sketches. And so something was coming up. It wasn't a Paul Cesar Hello, it was an Erte. I was just kind of curious to see like how much Ertes actually go for these days. Because that was an artist I really, really loved when I was a teenager, and I'd always kind of sort of wanted one. So I was just kind of seeing how much it went for. So live auction, wanted to see what the Erte was. So I was at work. I had the live auction on one screen, just kind of watching to see how much things were going for.
Mm-hmm.
I was registered to bid just in case that Erte was going dirt cheap. I wanted to be able to bid on it, but I wasn't planning on buying anything. And this was an auction in New York City or upstate New York. So I'm also end up having a meeting, a Zoom meeting with the person that I supervise up in Sacramento. So have this screen on one screen and I'm showing him how to do stuff. So I'm switching between screens and moving stuff around. And at the end of our meeting, I get a notification via email that says, "Congratulations, you've won a Danish teak console for $12,000."
Did you know that you bid on a Danish teak console?
For $12,000? Fuck no.
So, wait, was one screen taking inputs that you were putting into the other
At
screen?
some point in the process of clicking around, I must have hit bid.
Followed by 12000.
No. You just say bid now and it takes you to the next bid. And
Oh,
at some
okay.
point I must have hit bid.
Ooh, that's a high accidental bid.
Yeah.
That's the equivalent of like you sticking up your hand is like, oh wait, no, I'm just stretching.
No,
I'm just
I'm joking.
stretching.
I was just scratching my nose. So I
So
contact the auction house and said, "Look, this was a mistaken bid. This is not, no, no, this is financially ruinous for me because not only is it a $12,000 bid, it's another 28% of the
Fees in order to get
right,
it
the
to
auction
you.
house fees, the commission, plus it would have cost another $7,000 to have it shipped.
So,
So we're
okay.
looking at a $20,000 mistake. More than 20,000, like $22,000 mistake. So I contact them and say, "Oopsie, can you just go to the next bidder?" And they're like, "No, no, we can't."
Oh,
Well, you can cancel. However, you do have to pay actually it was an $8,500 bid, but it came out to $12,000 with the commission. He goes, "You do have to pay the commission in order to cancel the bid of $2,200."
okay. Well, that's better than
Oh, and
12.
all on top of that, in order to be on Live Auctioneers and bid on stuff, you have to have a credit card on file. So they instantly charged my credit card $12,000. So they
Oh,
had my $12,000.
okay. So, okay, long story short, did you get the money back?
I was able over many days and all but like begging that to get them to reduce the penalty to $1,000. So I had to pay
So,
them $1,000.
you basically paid $1,000 because you misclicked.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, this is a warning. Be careful what you alt tab into.
Be careful what you alt tab into. So, yeah,
So,
I have
so
not told
the
Chris. You are
Cesar,
the only people who know this story because I am so fucking
so
embarrassed
the
that this
the
happened.
Cesar Helu
Mhm.
had nothing to do with the actual bid. That's just the bait that got you onto live auction.
Yeah. That I was just watching to see how much something was gonna go for, and
Well,
I'd only registered because if it went cheap, I was gonna bid.
yeah, you gotta watch that page like a hawk.
And of course, there were tons of things that were up on that auction that were
So okay,
going for less
did you
expensive
ever
than, and don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful, I mean, do you wanna see what it looked like? I can show
did you
you
ever
the
actually open the window for the item that you bid on?
No, it comes up. I'll show you.
That's that's either a brilliantly designed website or a terribly designed website.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's just kind of the way it's all right, let's see, upcoming auctions. There is an auction here. I've got one live right now. I'll put you on so that you can see this. Uh,
The website doesn't seem like anything super manipulative.
it's not manipulative. It's a very legitimate site.
No, I mean like dark patterns to get you to click here
No,
and like
no, no,
misclick.
no. It does not have there's no dark patterns on this thing. No, 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 no. So
this
there we
is this is just all on you.
Right. So this is an auction that is live right now. All right. It is a fine art auction that is live right now. You can register for the auction. I'm not going to register for the auction, but you can enter the live auction. Oh, unfortunately, I now have to, because you're not in that screen, stand by,
No,
remove.
Edie, let's learn from history and not click buttons.
I'm not registered, so I don't have to worry about it now.
You didn't think you were registered for the other
No, I knew
one
I was registered in the other one.
for the
I
teak?
did. Yeah, for the Teak Desk, I absolutely knew I was registered for that one.
Okay, so you were watching that one specifically.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Uh
Maynard says, I thought I was crazy for buying $100 art book
yeah.
of Final Fantasy VI. That's a good art book.
Yeah, well, you intended to do that. Let me get back to
Yeah,
where is
look,
it?
whatever you bought that was under a grand that you felt like, oh, maybe this is crazy to spend. Edie spent a grand to not
On
spend 12 grand.
on nothing. Okay. Here's the
Yeah,
auction going right now.
12 on not on. Ooh.
So you can see like they're bidding. People are bidding, and if
Wait,
I
okay, I can't.
registered, oh
Okay,
sorry,
there.
added it. There we go. So So you can see that people are bidding on it. It's happening right now. This is a live bid, live auction. You can see the lots that are coming up, and you can watch it. Now, I'm not registered for this auction, so I can't bid. But if I was registered for the auction, where it says register for auction right down at the bottom of the screen, if I hit, it would be red and it would say bid now. And it would go to the next bid. You would get the next, whatever the next highest bid is.
So you don't have to enter a dollar amount.
No, you just have to hit bid now.
Stop clicking, stop hovering, put the candle back.
I'm safe. I'm not registered. I can't bid on this.
You say that, but
Now, as you can see, there's lots of things that are going for $50, $100, $120. That's not what I ended up, of all the things that I ended up clicking on. I ended up clicking on something that was many thousands of dollars. And don't get me wrong, if I could have afforded that desk, I freaking would have taken it. It's gorgeous, gorgeous, beautiful teak console, Danish designer. It is absolutely. I mean, it was valued at $20,000, so I got it for a steal. I just don't have $12,000 to spend on a teak desk. Uh-oh, we lost Nick. You okay there? Nick? Nick is struggling. He'll be back. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. And yeah, put the candle back from Young Frankenstein. Yeah. Yeah, thank you for the Les Amis de Paul César Helou. Thank you. There is his helou.org is the website of his work. Yeah, $12,000. It was a gorgeous teak desk, but I don't have 12,000, and that's not including the shipping. The shipping would have cost me at least, well, I think they said that it was $7,000 to ship it, because it was a gigantic, huge piece of furniture from New York. So it was going to have to go overland, and being shipped in a, like, do you remember in Christmas Story, the box, the fragile box? It would have had to be in a gigantic fragile box having to be sent to me. So it would have been, well, it would have been financially ruinous. It would have been I would have ended up spending close to what I owe on my car. So yeah, that was that story. Nick, what's going on, dude? He's struggling. I can hear you. I can hear you. Uh-oh. Let me see if I can write this. I want to make it a banner so he can actually see it. You see, I can hear you, Nick. There you go. There's the banner. Hopefully he sees that. No. Now I can't hear you, Nick. I could a second ago. We're communicating by banners at this point.
Okay, can you hear
There we
me?
go. Yes.
Okay, you can hear me, but I can't
hear you. Okay. Weird. That's very strange. But yes, I can hear you. We can all hear you. Just plug it in.
What the hell?
Just plug it in, dude. Just plug it in. Plug it in, Nick. Plug it in. Fun. Hey, guys, you know what, guys? It's not a GameHounds show unless there's audio issues. And this time, not my audio issues.
Okay.
Not me this time.
Stop. I can hear you. I can hear you. It muted. Because it's running out of batteries. I need to plug it in.
Yes, that's what I said.
But when I did that, everything went to hell.
Oh, okay.
Anyways,
So yeah, I was
Yeah,
saying, don't get
you
me
got
wrong,
the
it's a gorgeous
candle
desk.
back, and the point is, you spent $1,000 on nothing.
$1,000 on nothing that I really can't afford to be spending right now because I still need to buy a mattress. I don't have a mattress in this house, and I was almost about to spend a more than $1,000 on the mattress, but that's where my mattress money just went.
Oh, that's an expensive misclick. That sucks.
That was an
That
expensive
really
mistake,
sucks.
and as I said, there were so many things that were going inexpensively on that auction. Lots of things inexpensively on that auction, but the one mistake that I made was like I was cursed. It happened to be something horrifically expensive all the way on the other fucking side of the country that was impossible to ship. So it was I had a very nice conversation. I'll even say the name of the auction house because they were absolutely lovely. Bid House, Bidhaus, Bid House in New York. They were absolutely lovely, but I was able to negotiate with them to say, hey, look, one of two things is going to happen. We're either going to find an agreement between the two of us, or I'm just gonna dispute this on my credit card and you'll get nothing. And I don't want to do that because that means I'll have to get a whole new credit card. So let's find something workable. And he's like, well, how about you just pay the amount and we'll give it to you 50% of it on account to be used at a future time. I'm like, no, you don't seem to understand what I'm saying, dude. I don't have $2,200 to give you. But instead of that, how about you just cut it by 50% and I'll just give you the 1,000. It's like, all right.
Easiest 1,000 they've made.
It's the easiest 1,000 they made. Yeah,
Although
Ari was the name
now
of the
it does. It
supervisor. He
probably.
was lovely.
Although now, yeah, it probably is annoying because they have to reset the whole auction and do it again.
Yeah, they have to
right?
redo that whole auction all over
Yeah.
again, which
That's
actually they sort of kind of don't. I can almost guarantee what they're doing is they're going to whoever else bid on that, going to the number 2 bidder and saying, "You won."
oh yeah, yeah.
So they just got an extra $1,000 out of it. Now for them, that's nothing. These guys make, $1,000 is nothing compared to them. But, it at a certain point, I have to own up to my mistake because it's the expensive mistakes that you never forget. So now you know the story that you cannot breathe a word of this to
Next time you see Chris in the background of the podcast, the chat is just going to list bid house, bid house, bid house, bid house, and he'll look at it and go, "What's bid
what's bid house? I'm like, it's a joke. It's an inside joke.
Yeah.
I have ways of exacting revenge on all of you. Trust me. Um, so
Well, it
yeah.
sounds like you were faced with a big obstacle that you had to overcome through a series of small accomplishments.
Mhm.
Much
And
like
and one of the things I have is an aura ring,
okay.
which tracks, heart rate, stress, sleep, everything. The graph on this aura ring got very interesting in the last week. Very interesting because you could absolutely see the moment that I realized what had happened and every subsequent conversation that I had with them.
A
And you
spike
can
in heart
absolutely see
rate.
it. Heart rate, stress, because it tracks stress too. And you could just see it's like stressed, like average, 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 stressed, average, 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 stress.
Yeah, much like a mountain. I was just going to segue that into talking about Baby Steps, the
Let's talk
video
about
game.
baby steps. Let's talk about baby steps. And you can talk about if I'm not on the screens because I'm getting another cup of coffee because I haven't had any coffee today.
Okay.
Tell me about baby steps.
Yes. Do you have a video? Anyway,
I will do it. You go. I'll get the video.
Baby Steps is the next game from Bennett Foddy, famous for QWOP and Getting Over It. The game is notoriously difficult to control, and a lot of the challenge is in like controlling the character. And in this one, it's a walking sim, as literally as you can possibly get it. The controls are you use the trigger and the stick to walk, and the triggers determine how high you lift your foot.
Oh, it's one of those. Okay.
It controls how far forward and back you lean. And so you use that to lift your foot, lean forward, put the foot down. Lift your foot, lean forward, put the foot down.
Mhm.
And it's surprisingly sensitive, surprisingly intuitive, and you use those kind of simple but very complex, physically complex controls to just try to walk. And at first, you're just like, hey, walk over this rock. But how you walk gets increasingly complicated. What's kind of neat about the game is the way it's designed. It's basically an open world game, but with a very clear path. You can tell I need to get to the top of the mountain.
Uh-huh.
And the path up there, there's like an easy path and a hard path.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at the
He's he,
creative way that guy got over that puddle.
yeah, he's swimming. You can flop down into water and kick your legs by, mashing the trigger buttons.
Uh-huh.
But so within this open world, you'll be walking along and you'll see something. Like you'll see a house, you'll see a pit, and you'll just walk over there. And
Uh-huh.
that will generally be some kind of obstacle, some sort of climbing challenge. But the climbing,
Mhm.
you can only climb with your feet. You can't use your hands. And your reward for getting up there, getting across, getting wherever is usually like a little cutscene. And
Mhm.
this is a hilarious game. This is a deeply funny game. It's very awkward. Like the humor is deeply cringe inducing in the way that like The Office is, because this guy that you play as, Nate, he
Uh-huh.
is like the quintessential kind of loser schlubby guy.
Uh-huh.
He when you're walking around, he's in a onesie, like a
Uh-huh.
bathroom onesie. Uh, you get this. He's like teleported into this world from his basement living room, where his dad's about to call a family meeting. Like, Nate, you need to get a job. You need to get out of here. The TV on his room, it says like, "Would you like to continue watching One Piece?" Uh, he's just like the schlubby guy living in the basement. And when he gets teleported to this world, he's so awkward that he meets the guide who's like, "Hey, so you want me to tell you what to do? You want a map?" And he's like, "No, no, I don't want anything. I'm fine. I don't need shoes. No, I'm good. I'm good." Just so socially awkward that he rejects any help. And so the game keeps teasing you with, "Hey, would you like a map? There is a map. Would you like it?" It's like, "No, no, I don't. Would you like shoes? No, no, please, no." And so it's painful to watch him be so cringe inducing, but they're also hilarious because he's kind of a character meant to be laughed at.
Yes.
Uh, and the direction of the scenes is really good. The pacing and the writing is really good. And so those cutscenes kind of become your reward for, like in this case, climbing out of a pit. You didn't have to go into this pit. He kind of fell into the pit by accident, but he's in this pit now and he needs to figure out a way out of it. Uh, the way the whole level itself is structured, you're trying to climb this mountain, but every now and then you'll come across like a stream or a mud pit. And if you fall into that mud pit, like in Getting Over It, you will slide all the way back down to the bottom. Uh, but I do think that the controls on this game are a little bit easier to wrap my head around than in QWOP or Getting Over It.
Mhm.
And so pretty quickly, I kind of got into a flow where I knew, okay, I can actually walk pretty easily. I've
Mhm.
got walking down. I just do. And so if I fall down, it's not super difficult to get back to where I was before. It's just a matter of doing it. It's just
Right.
a matter of time. Uh, but that's kind of what makes it a good podcast game, because
Mhm.
do something else while you climb your way back to wherever you messed up. And then once you get back to where you messed up, that's when you pause the podcast. That's when you need to focus in on the obstacle. Uh, but the game is good at kind of giving you a bunch of easy things to walk over on your way up the main path, and then putting a lot of the more difficult challenges off to the side in a way that's compelling. Yeah, it's a fun game. It's definitely not for everybody. It's hard and easy to control. It's like you'll get a sense that I know what I'm doing, and then it will ask you to do something very different. Like in this case, he's climbing up a ladder, so you need to really pay attention to where your feet are. So it's not just a matter of leg up, leg down. It's being very purposeful about your foot placement. And through the little things like that, the game does a pretty good job of just teaching you how to control it. Um, yeah, Baby Steps is ridiculous, frustrating, equal parts hilarious and awful, but I actually really enjoyed my time with it more than I did getting over it.
Now, did you is there an end game? Do you get a sense that there is a like
Yes,
ultimate goal?
there is. If the camera in this video ever looks up, if you look up, you can see like a fire in the distance, and that's always your main goal.
To
So
run
you
away
do
from the fire or run to the fire?
go to the fire. It's like a big pyre,
Oh, okay,
something
not
a
like a
pyre.
not wildfire, it's just a
No, like there's a
bonfire.
something bright enough that you can see it on the horizon, and so you kind
Uh-huh.
of always know that's the direction I want to go.
Mhm.
But there is a main story, and from what I've heard, it actually gets into like the baby steps is not just a joke about, oh, you got to take baby steps up the mountain, but like baby steps in improving this poor schlub's life. That, hey, you can't, right now you're kind of a loser, but you can get better with baby steps.
What was the name of that Bill Murray movie? What about
Bob?
Bob? Remember? Baby steps to the door,
I don't.
baby steps into the bus, baby steps. Yeah, that's like a that was one of the lines in it. It's always about baby steps to this, baby steps to that.
Yeah, that's kind of what the ultimate game is about.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I mean, it looks like fun. I don't know that I would be able to play it because I'm terrible at those like, okay, those micro movement games. Um,
Yeah, I
and of
don't
course it's
know.
horribly like there was one where you had to use a hammer. You were the guy sitting in a cauldron and you had to use the hammer to climb a mountain, by like
Oh
swinging
yeah,
and like
that's
catching it.
that's getting over it.
Getting over it. Yes.
That is the game, same creator.
Oh, same creator makes absolute sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I saw that and it was a lot of fun to watch. There was no way I would ever play that game because it's too easy to end up all the way back at the bottom of the hill and have to start all the
Yeah.
fuck over
And so
again.
in the video now, you can see him trying to climb up a root system. And it's very much about, where do I place my feet? Let me place them on the right area. Let me lean forward at the right way. He's doing a really
Oh,
good job.
yeah, he is. There you go. He got
Okay.
up. Well done,
And
you.
and basically what that
And then
is
he
he's
just slips and falls on the easy part and ends up at the bottom of the hill.
oh right.
Yeah,
But
I
that's
could totally see that happening.
it's oh hey, that was a slight shortcut. It's like, oh, okay, you did all that and it's a little bit of a shortcut.
Nice.
But yeah, there is something satisfying about just the act of climbing.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe it's just because this guy that we're watching right now is very good. Aw. But he just fell down after almost getting up to the top of these steps. Um, maybe it is uh uh maybe it's because he's very good at this, but it seems like this seems to be less punitive than getting over it.
I think it is. There he could also very easily fall into a sludge pit that takes him all the way back down to the mountain, and it
Ugh.
will take, 15, 20 minutes to get back to where he is.
Mm-hmm.
But that's kind of part of the game. And you just have to be okay with that.
Yeah,
Because the thing is
I'm not okay with that.
the thing is, like, you get better at walking as you play. And
Mm-hmm.
so, you know, right here, just I need to climb up this area. You can do that pretty quickly. And like I said,
Mhm.
there is a level of satisfaction at just walking. It
Yeah.
just, oh, I've got the movement down. I've got the I've got the rhythm down.
Is he gonna try and take that shortcut? No.
No, that's looks like the end of a punishment thing, because that's
Okay.
like a mudslide that just ended.
Okay.
Okay, so we could watch this forever.
Yeah, I could totally watch this for hours. So baby steps.
Yeah,
What platform did you play it on?
PlayStation.
Oh, okay.
It's designed for a controller. Getting over it was very much designed for a mouse. This is very
Right.
much designed for a controller.
Okay. All right.
And then
Anything
I
else?
also just played a bunch of Ball X Pit.
Mhm.
I played a little bit of Battlefield, but like Battlefield is best has like an in between game where,
Mhm.
oh, I've got a story driven thing I want to play, and then has a refresher, I'll play some Battlefield. But Ball X Pit has kind of become that game where I've been rewatching Stranger Things, and I'll just play some Ball X Pit while I'm rewatching the show. And like
Why are you rewatching
Stranger Things,
Stranger Things?
because the final season is out later this month,
Oh, okay.
and it's a good show.
It is a good show.
Um,
You're watching
but yeah,
the entire series or just the
entire
previous?
entire series,
Wow, that's impressive. Don't
good
mind me,
show.
still making coffee
Okay, wait, how long does it take you to make coffee? Never
because
mind.
I
Um,
don't have a coffee maker here. I
oh
have
my
a pour.
god,
I'm doing pour over.
you, you you're so you're so poor.
I'm not poor.
Like,
I like pour over coffee. I spend a lot of money on the stuff to make pour over coffee.
uh one of those. Um, anyways,
One of those gourmands,
yeah,
one of
it's
those
you spend 20
snooty
minutes
coffee
making a
people.
spend 20 minutes making a
I'm
cup
not
of
spending
coffee.
20 minutes. It takes me 5 minutes, and
Yeah,
it's
5 minutes for coffee. Anyways, Ball X Pit continues to be a really great game.
mhm,
Um, you unlock some new characters as you get deeper that will just allow you to break the game in some really hilarious ways. The basic rule system of, here's an what was it, breakout, where you've got a character on the bottom of the screen shooting balls up at blocks as they fall from the top of the screen down.
mhm,
And those blocks are enemies. They have various effects. Maybe they shoot at you. Maybe there's different shapes of the enemies. Maybe they move around. Each level kind of has a new twist on the enemies. But the
mhm,
whole point is you shoot balls at them and you hit them enough until they disappear. And you just kind of have to keep shooting enough balls to break all of the blocks before they get to the bottom of the screen.
mhm,
But the way the game keeps coming up with new ways to manipulate the balls is really, really clever. And you unlock some people later on that you you think, I how did I live without you? Like, I need this ability of yours. This breaks the game. It makes it so much easier.
mhm,
But then some enemy gets thrown into the mix with a design that kind of breaks that character. So okay, you have to use other characters.
mhm.
It's Oh yeah, and AC Wraith specifies that it is pronounced without the X. Like Spy X family or Hunter X Hunter is not really X, it's Spy family, Hunter Hunter. Um but the
So it's
thing is,
ball pit.
it's called Ball Pit. But if you say Ball Pit and you like type that into Steam, I don't know if it gives you the exact result. Like, it's spelled Ball X Pit. And for the purposes of SEO, I'll say Ball X Pit, but it is pronounced officially just Ball Pit. Yeah, and Lambo also asks if either of us have tried Arc Raiders. I have not, but I've heard it's been very well received. I've heard
Or
nothing but
XXX holic.
Yeah,
What's
basically
that?
just Holics. That's an anime show.
Oh, okay. It's not
But yeah,
alcoholic?
no.
Oh.
But yeah, Bolex Pit. Not much more I can say about it. Like it's a simple game that takes a kind of simple concept and just does everything right with it. That makes it continuously fun, uh, continuously clever in how it keeps twisting its mechanics, and it just kind of
Mhm.
wrings as much out of this concept as you possibly could. And it just feels good to play. Eh, Unlike Balatro, the runs in Ballex Pit will last 15 minutes at most. And so it's great to, pick up, play a little bit, half watch Stranger Things, and then, oh, I'm doing really good on this round. Let me focus on this ball pit. Yeah, it just feels good. I got nothing but positive things to say about ball pit.
Mm. So did you play anything else?
That is it.
You didn't
All
play any Call of Duty? Call of Duty 7? I mean, it's out now.
No, I didn't. I heard that the campaign was mixed.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing.
I've heard generally that critics pretty well received critically, but a lot of players are kind of, I guess it jumps the shark for a lot of people. Gets a
Mhm.
little too weird. Here, I'll
Yeah,
remove this.
don't mind me. I'm in my kitchen
I can see
making
that.
coffee. This is from previous. All right, so
Yeah, we
anything
can
else
get
that you played?
no, we can get into news.
Sure. Do you wanna hit the news?
Yeah,
See if I can do that from my kitchen. This
I
is
can do
this
it.
is weird. What? Oh! This is GameHounds news. The news,
Oh,
music,
goodness.
commentary, the week in gaming with gamer Edie and Nick Cola. And our first item is
I would say the coolest announcement and kind of the most important one is all the new hardware that Valve announced.
oh yes, I forgot about that. What was it? Steam Machine
Yes,
and
Steam
also a
Machine,
VR headset.
Steam Controller, and a new VR headset, the Steam Frame. So yeah,
Mhm.
Steam Machine, Steam Controller, Steam Frame. Uh, the video that they had announcing this was very cartoony and kind of lighthearted in a way that harkened back, I think, to a lot of E3 reveals of the past. Of just nowadays, it feels like that would be a press release or some sort of 30-minute drawn out, days of play style presentation. The fact that it's just a video, I don't know, there's something nice about that.
Yeah.
But the things that they revealed, I think, could be slowly game changing. Because basically what they announced was a console that kind of does everything Xbox has been trying to do. um,
Yeah, pretty much.
we've talked about
Valve
how,
pretty much showed Microsoft, "Hold my beer. This is how you do what you're trying to do."
yeah, Xbox is saying, this is an Xbox, that's an Xbox, everything is an Xbox because they want to get away from the single box console. They want to try to expand, the customer base. They still say that they will put out a console, but
Mhm.
they've been trying to merge like the Xbox ecosystem and the PC ecosystem in a weird way, which is what the Rogue Ally X was supposed to be. Uh,
Right.
but Steam kind of already does that. Like they
Right.
let you through the Steam Deck. They've kind of already have this handheld version of Steam, and they've always had the desktop version.
Mhm.
But with the Steam Machine, like they're making a box that's meant to go under your TV, that is meant to be kind of a game console first. It is a PC, and so you can still do all the things that you could do on
Right.
a PC,
Right.
but it will be designed to kind of only be a Steam machine. So it's basically them trying to make a home console.
And exactly. And honestly, I'm in for it. I'm down for it. I would rather buy the Steam Deck than any existing console at this time
You mean the Steam
because
machine
sorry, the
or
Steam
Steam Deck?
Machine, not the Steam Deck. The Steam Machine. rather than any existing console at this time. One, it flows seamlessly with the mobile Steam Deck.
Mm-hmm.
One. Two, as we were talking about when he was like, "Hey, do we want to play Battlefield 6?" It's like, "Yeah, absolutely." He goes, "Well, you get it on, you might want to get it on, um, you might want to get it on PC because it is crossplay." And I'm like, "Eh." And I was at that moment of like, where do I want to play it? I want to play it on my gigantic TV, my ludicrously large television. And I want to play it at my house on my couch. That means I have to bring over my PlayStation and I need to get it on PlayStation. It would be nice to have it on PC because I can play it at work and at home, but where I ultimately want to play it is on my couch. Therefore, must be console.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be a PlayStation. This eliminates that entirely. And that's number one. I get it on my PC. I have it on my PC. I have it on my Steam Deck, and I have it on my television. This negates every other console that I have. That's point one. Point two is I am assuming that you can access Microsoft's game portal on it. And
Probably. Yeah.
isn't the PC Game Pass cheaper than the console Game Pass by a long shot?
Yes, it is.
And there we have it.
So yeah, you could be a Game Pass subscriber on the Steam machine and pay less than a Game Pass subscriber on whatever the next Xbox is.
Or even the current Xbox.
Yeah, yeah, true.
Mhm.
Yeah, like so Xbox and
That
PlayStation,
that machine, that
they've
Steam
been
box or that Steam machine is a console killer. I'm calling it right now.
so
I have no reason to buy any other console, and I have every reason to sell my existing consoles.
so there's a couple things against that I would warn you against.
Right.
So, okay, Xbox and PlayStation, one of the things that they're moving towards is this sense of platform agnosticism. That hey, we want you to be able to play a game from multiple areas, right?
Mhm.
PC and console. They're trying to get it to link. There's rumors that the next PlayStation will have a handheld version. They've already updated the PlayStation portal so that you can stream games from your PlayStation 5 to the portal. So these existing publishers, hardware manufacturers are already working, like even Nintendo with the Switch going from console to portable. They've been trying to make their platform kind of agnostic, device agnostic.
Mhm.
The advantage Steam has gone in the opposite direction where they've created that software and they've created software that is expansive and versatile enough. It can be used in a big screen mode, in a desktop mode, in a portable mode, but they never actually had the hardware.
Mhm.
So they've gone from developing the software first to now making the hardware, whereas the other consoles, I think, have gone from a hardware focused and then trying to work backwards from that and expanding their software into multiple other versions of hardware. Uh, but the things to think about, it's interesting that you brought up Battlefield 6
Mhm.
because Battlefield 6, as it currently exists, cannot be played on the Steam machine. Because Battlefield 6 and other multiplayer games use a kernel level anti cheat software that we had talked about briefly before. Andrew, Creation Chaos, had mentioned it. That basically it reboots your computer into like a safe mode and then uses that to run an anti cheat software when you run the game. But
Mhm.
because it's on that kernel level, you can't do it on the Steam machine because it just doesn't support the games having that level of invasiveness on the OS.
Mhm.
Uh, so that kind of cuts out a lot of multiplayer games you could play. Also, one thing to keep in mind is that they've released the specs of this, but not the price, which is kind of to be expected. But
Mhm.
based on the specs, You can compare it has to somewhere in between an Xbox Series X and a PS5. Like a PS5 is the more powerful device by a little bit. Valve has said that they view this as an entry level PC. So
Mhm.
price wise, people are expecting like anywhere from $700 $1,000 was probably a little too much, but entry level PC. So what that means in the bigger picture is that you're buying a current gen console. Like this exists power level wise, same as an Xbox Series X or a PS5. Like
Mhm.
generally that same level. But you're also doing this towards the tail end of the console cycle. So PlayStation will probably always have the higher spec console edition, right? It will always be able to output uh more 4K gaming. Like 4K 60, there've been speculation this could not do that. It's not powerful enough to do that.
Mhm.
You might be able to do it with AI upscaling because there's a chip in the Steam machine that's kind of designed for AI. So you could use that to kind of get a shortcut to higher resolutions. But it will always be the Steam machine, like, is a you can play the games on your big screen TV, but it's not necessarily designed to get the most out of a big screen TV, right? It's not powerful enough to do that big 4K OLED 80-inch TV.
Okay.
But the advantage of it is that you have that platform agnosticism.
Mhm.
What I think is that going forward, when I say quietly a game changer, Steam also, like, look, there was no big video announcement. They put this video out on YouTube. A bunch of journalists picked it up and reported on it. There's been a bunch of interviews with the people making it. But Steam doesn't sell their hardware in Costco. It doesn't sell their hardware in brick and mortar stores. It only sells it through Steam.
Mhm.
So this is not going to be a mainstream device, right? Valve's attempts at hardware are always a little lower key than that. You know, Xbox announced the new Rogue Ally with this huge presentation. They have interviews with Variety about it. Valve's not going to do that because they just don't have that same mass approach to hardware.
Mhm.
And so I think that the Steam machine will kind of quietly grow. I think when it first comes out, there's going to be a bunch of hardcore nerds like you and me that get it because we're kind of excited at the idea of having that platform that's easy to go from portable to home.
Right.
For me personally, it will probably like replace the Xbox
Yeah.
because
Oh,
the
it'll definitely
PlayStation
replace the Xbox. This
will
is this
always
is
have that
absolutely.
PlayStation will have that specialized zone that we are the high end, get your super good looking exclusives here. Steam
Mhm.
Machine is kind of the everything else gaming.
Mhm.
But again, I don't think that will happen immediately because we kind of need to see what Xbox's next Xbox is. But this it will be hard to pitch the next Xbox because I feel like this already has that pitch. Like this is everything Xbox is trying to sell made real already. And so at that point, what does the next Xbox what can it offer that's not already offered here?
Right. This is Redmond's worst nightmare today. This will be Tokyo's worst nightmare probably in the very near future. If they actually create a next gen, or even if this, I doubt this gen will do it, but if they end up putting out a box that does have the graphics capability of the Steam of the PlayStation, it'll kill the PlayStation too.
And it'll be interesting because the challenge of doing that is that hardware is expensive.
Mhm.
Hardware is a deeply difficult thing to get into.
Right.
Um, Valve has the advantage and this is kind of how they've always treated their hardware announcements. Valve has the advantage of treating this like a hobby. For
Mhm.
Xbox, it is a life and death decision. For
Mhm.
PlayStation, it is like an existential crisis of what is the next PlayStation 6.
Mhm.
Valve can be like, I don't know, here's a weird little box. You can buy it if you want. Maybe, maybe not. So that will, I think, help them in the long term because, you know, they can ride out whatever the quirks of the industry are. They made Steam machines a decade ago and it
Mhm.
didn't work out.
Right.
They've spent that time kind of polishing up because has AC Wraith said SteamOS is Linux based. They've worked on that OS because when the Steam machines first came out, Linux was not well supported as a gaming platform. They have spent a lot of effort on their Proton conversion, which is the emulator that lets Linux run on Windows. They've worked really hard on that to make it pretty much equal so that any game that you run on the Linux OS will work just fine. So they've improved that. They've improved their, ergonomics. They created the Steam controller, then they created the deck, which is a handheld, then they made this. So they tried it once, it kind of flopped. And so they've kind of been iterating on the behind the scenes features and now they're doing it again. And they can afford to do that because they have such a, consistent financial security that comes from just being a existing monolithic PC platform that yeah, they can wait and if this doesn't work out, they can wait another 10 years, see what the industry is like then and maybe try again.
Right.
That's probably their biggest advantage because they don't need this console to survive.
Right. I was listening to a podcast that is a show on NPR called The Hidden Brain. Fascinating podcast about essentially why people do things the way they do, and are we, essentially why our brains work the way that they work, who we are, and why we do the things we do. And one of the last episode was called "Why Chasing Your Dreams Doesn't Work." And they were talking with a researcher who is a analyst and for startups, for companies that are essentially creating ideas, and he has analyzed successful startups and non-successful startups. And it's not about the passion of what you want to do or even the vision of what you want to do. He had a very good line that he was attributed to somebody else, and I can't remember the line, but he said that creating something new like this is 10% poetry and 90% plumbing.
Hmm.
And that is something that a lot of these brand new ideas sometimes forget, is that you can have a great vision, but if you don't have the underlying, I know how to fix the plumbing kind of mentality of actually making something like this work, you don't have the foundational either knowledge or the desire to address the foundational stuff, it's not going to fly. And they use the Fire Festival as an example, that it was a great vision, a very interesting vision. He was obviously very passionate about the vision, but he didn't know how to run a festival. And this very much feels like, and there's been consoles, how many consoles that have come out that have in the ensuing last many, many, many years that have said, this is a game changer. And it wasn't that. It never really, it was never a threat to the big two. This is different. This is a company that has done the plumbing. They already released a deck like this, the Steam box. It didn't work. I mean, it did, but it was before its time. And like I said, since that time, they've been working on the plumbing. They've got all the plumbing in place now. Now is the time for them to reach out and do something that is, and also, this is the market. With Xbox as weak as it is right now, this is the perfect time
That
to
I
be
think is
going after Xbox's bread and butter, which is their box,
and
their
that I think
console.
is also something to note. Like I don't think if this had come out 10 years ago that
Mm-mm.
it wouldn't feel like, oh, Valve is trying to get into the console. That's an interesting, good for them, because Xbox was in a much stronger place. But with them clearly floundering, and this is something that Valve could not have predicted. But like Xbox has had kind of a great year for games. They put out a bunch of really good first party games, but none of them have caught on, and it's all been overshadowed by all of the bad news coming out of the company
Mm-hmm.
on like a hardware and platform level.
Mm-hmm.
And so with that, it feels like you said they're in a bad place, and specifically with their messaging about what they want. Not only have their console sales fallen, but then their entire identity as a platform, it feels like they're trying to find that. And their best pitch is exactly what Valve is selling. So not only are they coming into this with Xbox in kind of a weakened hardware position just with units sold, but also kind of pulling the rug out from under their new identity.
Right.
So, yeah,
And you
it's
notice
a
the
good
thing that they're
moment for
not
them.
doing? You notice the thing that Valve is not doing, and it is the vacuum that Microsoft has created in the marketplace. Microsoft, for the last year and a half, 2 years, have been said streaming, 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 streaming. Valve doesn't stream. You buy. It is yours. It is
Mm,
yours to keep. They're not going to streaming. They've
yeah.
Microsoft abandoned the buy this also, not just streaming, but subscription, subscription, subscription. Play
Yes.
your games on subscription. Don't own them, play them on subscription. Valve, you notice, doesn't have a Valve Pass where you just rent your games for a monthly subscription. They know better. Microsoft and PlayStation have both created this
More Microsoft. Like they've made that a core part of
way
their
more Microsoft.
identity.
Yes, part of their identity. They've created this vacuum of buy your game. We're not going to try and make you to buy a subscription. Just buy the fucking game and you own the fucking game and play the fucking game. And if you don't like this game, then after like 30 days, like you try it, it sucks. Give it back. And if you like it, it's yours to keep. And when you're done with it, buy another fucking game. Oh, and by the way, we run these massive sales.
I- ev- Everyone does the sales now, I think. Um, but I
And
think one of the things.
Maynard does point out, and
Mm,
this is 100,000% why I trust Valve way more than I trust Microsoft. Valve is privately owned. And it's privately owned, majority, one guy who's running the fucking company. It is one vision. They know what they're doing. There's not going to be another CEO that walks in and going, no, 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 no. We want to do something else. And there's not a bunch of investors behind them that says, why are we not making money? So we're going to fire 50% of the company so that our numbers look good. Valve doesn't have to work like that. I trust them and they're going to be around. Now, the minute that Valve goes public, this is very much a different experience. But Valve is privately owned. It can make these kind of decisions with a vision from a single person that says this is a good idea and continuing on. And there is a consistency, there is a continuity in the vision. Gabe has a continuity and always has because
I
he's the one
I
that's making decisions and he's the one that keeps making the same decisions.
I would I would
Most
I
of
would
them good.
I would like, I don't know how much to ascribe to Gabe Newell himself. Like he's given the last time he gave an interview with I forget what, but he said that he spends most of his time on his yacht. And like he spends most of his time with his yacht company now. Like he's got his
Right.
money. He's largely checked out of Steam. So I know people have
Right.
called this the
But
Gabe Cube, which is like a really good name. But
it is
like
a good thing.
I don't want to get into the mythologizing of Gabe Newell as like this Steve Jobs like person. It's like,
Yeah,
no, I know that he's kind of the face of Steam and Valve,
he
but
is.
this is not like his singular vision come to
No,
life.
it is not his singular vision. But Gabe started this company. He knows what he's doing. And if he's from his yacht sees somebody go fucking off the rails, he can step in because one, he's a plumber. He knows the plumbing. Two, it's his company. He can stop them from doing it before it happens. You don't think that big decisions like this don't get passed by Gabe before
Oh,
they
I'm sure they
start getting
absolutely
worked on?
do.
You're
Yes.
damn right. And
Yeah.
Gabe knows the company. He's not just some idiot living on a yacht who doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. He's not some widget salesman, bad widgets. He's not a John Riccatello who just goes from company to company fucking them up. That's John Rickett. I don't know how that man has been employed for as long as he has because he's incompetent. Gabe's not incompetent. Gabe knows this company because he's the one that started it. He knows it from the beginning. And if it goes off the rails, Gabe has the power to be able to step in and go, no, and walk away, go back to his yacht, come up with something better. Or don't do it this way, do it this way. He's a guy that has the power to do it. And you don't have that power in publicly traded companies.
No. But like I said, I don't want
And
to
as May May says,
mythologize.
let Gabe be on his yacht. He has blessed us so many times. Yeah.
Yeah, let him sit on the yacht. This is coming from Valve.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily coming from Gabe Newell. It's coming from
Mm-mm.
Valve, and Valve has like a proven track record of doing interesting things.
Because
The
he's
the
Gabe.
challenge, it's not because of fucking Gabe. Jesus
Gabe
Christ.
knows what he's doing.
It's a large company. There are many people involved, and Gabe has largely checked out. He's got the honorary
Yeah.
title of CEO.
Well, he's
Like,
hired the right people who know what they're doing. That's the thing. He is ultimately the man who, with the finger on the trigger of everything. Now, does he
anyways,
personally come up with all of this stuff? Fuck no. Does he have input on all of this stuff? Fuck yes.
anyways, I think the challenge facing the machine, and we talked about the machine, but there's also like a controller and headset, VR headset.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, but the challenge
All
facing this machine
that's
specifically, I
that's
think,
a
is that with Xbox kind of floundering this generation and like the
mhm,
sales for the Xbox kind of cratering, what you have is if you want high-end gaming console, you buy PlayStation. If you want like the entry level, you get a Switch. Then you kind of have PC for everything else. But those everything is kind of settled into, with Xbox cratering, everything crashed up into the air, right? Things are crashing down, the silt is flying, there's smoke everywhere. Everything is kind of settled into these three key markets: PlayStation high end, Switch mid range to low end, PC everything else. So you've got
mhm,
your high end gamer console, you've got your average gamer console, and then you've got your freaker, hardcore nerdy assholes buying handhelds and emulators and all that bullshit.
mhm. Yeah,
You like
and
that's
thanks for
you
this link, that of
But
all
like
the
it's
people.
settled it's settled into those categories. And I don't know where the Steam machine fits, because right now we are in the Freako, like either high end or the Freako PC crowd. There's probably like a lot of overlap there. I don't know if this will break into the mainstream and challenge PlayStation, but at the very least, I think it will augment Steam's ability, and it will be a good first step at getting them into households. I think it'll be
Mhm,
interesting to see, because the first Xbox was like kind of poorly received. People didn't really super like it, and that's why they rushed the 360 that led to the Red Ring of Death. But the 360 was well designed and popular enough that it took off. So
mhm,
this could be Valve's Xbox, where they
mhm.
put this machine out, it tests the water, see how well it does, and then from there they can create something that is more mainstream
Right,
if that's what they want.
right.
But again, the challenge with then creating something mainstream is that you're still selling it through one marketplace. You're not selling it in stores. So it will always be lower. You cannot judge the
Mhm.
success of the Steam machine based on sales of how it compares to PlayStation, because they're just working at two completely different levels of manufacturing. Sony can pump those things out.
Right.
Valve is not that. They can pump out a lot, but like you're not going to get 80 million Steam machines in 1 year.
No. Well, they're understanding that in general, slow growth is better. Slow growth is
Yes.
slow is steady, steady is fast. And in the world of that has been overwhelmed, especially in tech, with move fast and break things, that doesn't work. I mean, it's great if you want to start a company, sell it to some, get investors, sell it to a megacorp and walk away and go live on your yacht. Yeah, that's great. Slow growth actually creates long lasting companies.
Yes.
That's when you build for the distant future, not the immediate future. And that is what Valve is doing. That's on with these Steam boxes. And I call them all Steam boxes. So these are all boxes of some kind, whether it's the controller or the headset or
Is it
the
a
actual.
controller? It's a box. Is it a
It's all
VR
a
headset?
box.
It's a box. It's a
Yeah,
box on your face. It's a box on your hand.
right.
It's
Gabe
a
cubes.
box on your
Yeah,
wrist.
we'll just call it all Gabe cubes. The Gabe boxes. It's all Gabe boxes, and we'll call them that just for shorthand. All of that Gabe stuff is this is what they're doing. They're starting it slow, and as it gets better hardware and software wise, it will also get better as far as production wise. And I predict, depending on how well this goes, that in the not too distant future, you are going to be seeing Steam boxes on shelves at Costco, at Best Buy. You are going to see that. Now, is it going to be this Christmas? No.
Well, no.
Is it
Also,
going to be
let's
next
also say
Christmas?
these
Probably not.
all of
But
these
I
things are
think it's
coming
going to
out
be the
early
Christmas
next
after
year.
that.
They're not coming
Okay.
out this year. They're coming out early next
Next year.
year,
Right, right. Okay.
which
So
A
is it
is
going to
a
be Christmas
surprisingly short
2026?
time
No.
frame.
Is it going to be Christmas 2027? Probably not. Christmas 2028? I think it will be. I think
But
it will be.
what they really need to do is they need to sign those deals when the next PlayStation and Xbox come out.
Yeah. Well, I think yeah, that would, I mean, all eyes in the industry right now are on Valve for two things. And you've just kind of sort of named them in all of that. How much is it going to cost and how competitive is it to whatever boxes are coming next from PlayStation and Microsoft? By the way, I can guarantee you right now, that announcement has absolutely cratered the anticipated price of what the Xbox is. Because right now, the only thing that the Xbox can possibly combat that Steam Cube, not Steam Cube, Steam
Deck?
Deck. Not the Steam Deck, it's the box, the actual console.
Steam Machine.
Steam Machine. The only thing that it can possibly compete with the Steam Machine at this point is price. And I can guarantee you that they are reconfiguring whatever they had planned. They are now absolutely thinking, oh, we got to make sure this thing's cheap. We have got to make sure
I
this
don't
thing's
know
because that's
because
the only thing that they
they've
can
said
compete on right
before
now.
they Sarah Bond, who's I forget her exact title at Xbox, but she's one of the higher ups of Xbox.
Yeah, she's
Um,
the president. No, she's
yeah, I think she's a
yeah, CEO.
president, or
I
like
think this is
CFO.
yeah,
She's
yeah.
yeah, I think she's the president actually.
I think she's the president.
But anyways, she said in an interview that the next Xbox will be, and I'm gonna paraphrase here, like high end, high powered, high blah 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 machine, which feels weird because they've gone with the whole you don't need an Xbox. Everything's an Xbox, which feels like it's for the more price sensitive casual crowd.
Mm-hmm.
But now they've reversed and they're raising the prices of everything and saying the next Xbox will be high end, which is a difficult pitch because PlayStation already has that center of the market kind of
Yes,
cornered.
yes, exactly. They've already got that. They've tried to essentially move into PlayStation's ball pit, so to speak.
I mean,
And
Xbox always
because
was fighting
they
there.
always figured we have the budget gaming. We have the I would say mid-price gaming. Valve has budget, we have mid-price, PlayStation has high end. We're going to move towards high end because we're going to serve this middle gaming with everything's an Xbox. And now Valve has moved in and has said, "Oh, unless it's a Steam machine." And they've got a problem because they can't compete with Xbox. Oh, sorry, they can't compete with PlayStation. And depending on how how the Steam machine is priced, they may not be able to compete with Valve for their existing market. So the two things that are really everybody's asking right now and needs to know in the gaming world, the console world, how much is it going to cost and what's your production value rate?
Yeah.
Those are the only two things that
I've
could keep
seen
that
people
machine from eating Xbox hardware.
I've seen people speculate, like analysts speculate, that they could either match what is currently going for the Steam Deck, which is like a $500 version and then like a $700 version high end, or that it could be priced a little bit more like a PC, which is more from like 700 to 900, or that it because like all of these gaming companies, the real money isn't in the box, it's in the cut they get of games sold on the platform. So
Mhm.
Valve might see this as a loss leader opportunity. So they take a little bit of a bath on the hardware itself in order to expand the marketplace to get more people buying games off Steam, which they get a cut of. And with that, maybe they lower the price a little bit more. So basically, I've seen speculation anywhere from like 500 to 1,000, which feels realistic, but is also like such a breadth of prices that it could honestly be anything.
Mhm. Yeah. It's a uh this is the world just got the console world just got very much more interesting. And I will tell you this, and I'll go back quite some time in the chat with Maynard, where Maynard said, where is it? You're welcome, Edie, because he's the one that made me buy the Steam Deck, the first one.
Mm,
Um, yeah, uh, yeah. If this
well,
would
and
be a
okay,
very
so
different
here's a,
conversation if I didn't already own a Steam Deck.
but also here's the
I will
interesting,
absolutely be buying that Steam machine.
and here's I think one of the
Unless it's prohibitively
advantages,
expensive.
but like one of the advantages of this that we've talked about is that, oh yeah, Valve makes the Steam Deck and you bought one, and so you're integrated into their marketplace. You can play on your TV or on the go. I don't have a Steam Deck, but that
Right.
doesn't matter
Yeah.
because Steam works on other handhelds.
Yeah.
They've got their operating system is
They got the
already
Rogue too.
kind of portable.
Yeah.
So like they've already got that locked down. They've got a little bit of a platform agnostic OS
Yep.
that allows them to spread farther and wider.
Arguably, they also own the PC market because who really? I mean, yes, there are numerous other different places where you can buy games, but
No, there's not. No,
yeah,
there's not. It's Steam.
exactly. Exactly. Nobody goes to the Xbox store to buy Xbox game. They go to Steam to buy an Xbox game on
Mhm.
their PC. So Valve owns the PC market.
I
Valve
also think
owns the handheld market, and now Valve is about to own the mid-range console market.
I also think something that I kind of just thought of. Steam is huge in China.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
China is like one of its biggest marketplaces anywhere. I think it's actually bigger than the US.
Mhm.
Like Steam is massive there.
Mhm.
I don't know if Xbox. I think Xbox and PlayStations can sell in China, but like if Steam has such a strong foothold there already, I wonder if that's a kind of untapped market for a Steam machine beyond, PlayStation and Xbox that might have to jump through extra political hoops.
Hmm. Maybe. But regardless, Steam owns China.
Mm.
There, if if it wasn't privately owned, I would absolutely be buying all the stock in this company right now because depending on how this goes, because I mean, it could go the way of the Steam box. It
Oh yeah,
absolutely could. But
the first
depending on
Steam
how this
box.
thing goes, if it is as successful as I anticipate it being, Steam will own gaming. PlayStation will be number 2. Steam will be number 1 for everything gaming, and I'm talking about all platforms. And Xbox will cease to exist. Xbox will be a game studio.
I think it's realistic. I think you're dismissing how big Nintendo can be.
Right. Well, Nintendo's off in its own world. That's a whole other. It's kind of funny. I don't ever really consider Nintendo because it is so in its own little walled garden of Nintendo games. You play Nintendo games on Nintendo. You
Yeah.
play everything else on everyone else. So Nintendo is kind of, it's I don't put them in that same world. And in many ways, that inculcating itself from the rest of gaming will possibly be the thing that saves Nintendo in this entirely new landscape of the console wars. We've called them console wars. They haven't really been a console war in the last 20 years or last 15 years.
No, because I think we've said like
Now it's a
Microsoft
console
lost
war.
the most important year, right? People built their digital libraries during the console cycle in which Microsoft kind of flopped.
Maynard got the Nightbot.
Why did he get the Nightbot? Hey, chill out, stop spamming emotes. Oh,
Because he had
lots of
two emotes
lulls.
right there. Nah, you can play Nintendo games on PC. You can, but realistically, the Switch is the Switch. Everybody plays the Switch. It's its own thing.
Yeah.
It's
Anyways, okay, so let's also talk about the VR headset because we've only been talking about the
okay.
Steam machine.
Yes, yes.
The VR headset, everything about it seems really, really cool. It has the technology that the PlayStation VR 2 does, which is that it has eye tracking that will put more detail on the screen where you're looking and lower the resolution everywhere else, which is a
Mhm.
way to kind of save resources and make a game look more high res than it really is because it's only high res where you're specifically looking, which is a good technology and helps keep it confined because this is a standalone goggle like device. It doesn't have a cable connecting to anything else, which I think is a great step for
Mhm.
any sort of VR headset to be able to just pick up and put it on. That you can download games to it and run them off of the headset. Or you can stream them from your Steam machine or your PC to the headset. And I think those are both good alternatives. And one of the best things that they mentioned about both the VR headset and the Steam machine that is something only Valve will do because only Valve is free enough with their hardware peripherals. The Steam machine, it comes in 2 versions. One's 500 gigabytes, one's got 2 terabyte storage. But they have an SD card slot that you can just plug in there to expand the storage. I have
Mhm.
like 2 terabyte SD cards. I could buy the low end Steam machine and then just upgrade it to 2 terabytes with those current cards. You could take one of those cards and just plug it into the Steam frame, and all of a sudden you have a ton more uh,
Mhm.
storage. That's really, really user friendly, that's really consumer friendly, that's not something PlayStation or Xbox would ever do. Here's expandable storage via SD card, right? Because
Mhm.
they know that they can sell extra uh uh not hardware, extra hard drives. They can sell that extra hard drive space. They're not going to make it a convenient upgradable thing.
Mhm.
But yeah, it looks impressively small, impressively thin, and impressively light with very easily expandable storage that allows you to put a lot of games on it. And it also doesn't have any cords. So it kind of feels like they're taking the best pieces of all the existing VR headsets from the PlayStation to the MetaQuest 3 and combining them into one. And again, it'll be interesting to see how much it costs because the other Valve VR headset was far and away the most expensive VR headset, but
Mhm.
it also required a bunch of external cameras to be set up. And that's
Mhm.
not what this one does.
Yeah.
So this one is kind of designed to be more portable and friendly, but that doesn't necessarily mean less expensive. I
No.
think what is the Meta Quest 3 going for right now?
That's a good question. I don't know. Um, and but the headset is a very smart thing to be releasing at this time because with
Okay,
when you buy a Steam machine, it gives you one more thing in this family. Obviously, if you buy the Steam machine, I'm assuming it comes with a controller, but even if it doesn't, you'll buy another controller. You are now in the Steam family. So you are going to, if you haven't already bought a Steam Deck, you're going to buy a Steam Deck. And if you haven't, and at some point, if you don't buy it at the same time because you have tons of money to burn, you will buy the headset. It puts you, it funnels you into a purchase, a current purchase, a future purchasing path that is based on your current purchase. Which is a very which that's what all manufacturers wanna do. If you're gonna buy once you buy that first one, they want you to buy more. Now, Xbox wanted to do it by the getting you into a subscription. They're doing it by we're creating a new path of multiple boxes that all fit together seamlessly. You can play anything with anything. You can play your headset on your I'm assuming you'll probably be able to help play your headset on your Steam Deck. You can play your headset on your Steam machine. You can play your Steam machine with your controller. You can play your Steam machine, the controller with the Steam Deck. You can play this controller with your PC. It all fits perfectly in this family of machines that you will be purchasing. And when you have that many pieces of hardware that you're either currently purchasing or it'll be your next purchase or your purchase after that, then it becomes just a matter of upgrading
you
any of those
get
things,
them into the
and you
family
will buy
like
into it.
Apple does, right? Oh, you got an Apple
Exactly.
phone, now you get an Apple TV, now you get
Exactly.
an Apple Music, now you get an Apple laptop.
Right.
Once you get into the hardware family and everything is interoperable, it's hard to break out of that. And that's actually another advantage Steam has is the OS. Steam is as much a social network as it is a game platform.
Mhm. It
That's
has taken the
that is a connective
everything we
power,
love.
and that's not something that Xbox or PlayStation or Nintendo have. Is the game platform has social network, but
Right.
that is something Steam has.
Xbox used to have that with the 360,
Yes, they did. Yeah, you're right, and then
and
they
they
lost that.
lost it because I don't know why. Well, I know why. They just didn't value it as much as what it was because they didn't realize you buy the console where your friends are.
Yeah.
And all your friends, we've all been on various consoles. We've got some, we're on Xbox for a while, then we were on PC for a while. Or no, they were on Xbox for a while, then we were on PlayStation now. Where are all your friends? And they always have been. They've always been on Steam. This is every everybody in the gaming world, including, to be quite honest, Apple, should be terrified, because this is a reason why I will, even though I spent just 2 years ago a lot of money buying a whole new Apple everything, like getting rid of the old Apple and getting all new stuff. I'm not going to be getting another Mac desktop or laptop. No point.
Breaking out of it.
I am. No point. Not anymore. So this is actually going to be affecting, I think, Apple sales as well. No point.
Yeah.
It's a
In the chat, see,
game changer on so many levels.
potentially. I don't want to jump into that.
It
Because
all comes
also,
down
like
to
I've said,
price, and it comes
price
down to
and
execution and price
execution and production.
and
Because, like I
production.
said, look, the Steam Deck. Everyone in our circle knows of the Steam Deck. The Steam Deck sells like 2 million copies. I don't even how many.
I'm the
However,
only person on
no,
Caltrain that
however,
I've ever seen playing a Steam Deck.
however many Steam Decks have been sold in its entire lifetime is like less than the number of Switches sold in a day.
Yeah.
So like Valve's hardware production is very, very small. And so like even if this is super popular, what does popular mean? Is it popular with us or is it popular with the larger mainstream crowd? Very different. But I wanted to point out that Maynard had said the Quest 3S is $299. I think the Quest 3 is $499. So you've got a low end Quest for $300 and a high end Quest for $500. So knowing that and knowing that the Steam frame is probably like a little bit of a higher level than that, just
Well,
by
it's
virtue of coming
wireless.
out
You can.
later. Well, the Quest is also wireless. That's why I think it's a good comparison. Because I think the Steam frame is probably just a slightly more powerful version of a Quest. So then maybe the Steam frame will come out to 500-600. Maybe both console and frame, like I'd say 500 to 700.
Right.
So yeah, and then what AC Wraith said, it's apple flavored Kool-Aid from now on because Edie is busting down that walled garden.
Yeah.
Now Epic is doing all that work. They're still getting injunctions against Google to
Yeah.
I think Google now has to allow other storefronts.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is all really cool and actually really exciting, and it's fun to
Best
be
news for game.
excited
Yeah.
for
us as
hardware
consumers.
again. Like it's
Absolutely.
a fun place to be.
It is a fun place to be. This has made being a gaming podcaster a lot more, this is going to make it more fun than it has been in a very long time, because how many years have it been that you and I have been getting on here, and the only thing that we've pretty much been talking about is this company got sold, this company got bought, this company is going out of business, this company laid off.
Yeah.
That's what we've been doing for the last 2 years. Now we actually have something really interesting to talk about, like back in the days from when we started this podcast. Thank you for the link of Epic and Google settling their lawsuit. All right. So, I mean, there's other news that happened, so we can move on. My first item
Yeah.
is
There's some other
speaking
interesting
of
stuff.
what I just said. Crystal Dynamics laid off a bunch of people. So yeah, Crystal Dynamics has had yet another series of layoffs. They have laid off, what was it, 30 more people? Let me get, yeah, another 30 employees it has parted ways from, as an air quote. All of these people have come from a variety of projects and departments within the company. They did say that their next entry to the Tomb Raider studios, the cancellation of that game with Amazon was part of the reason for the decision. So their announcement reads, To our players, as the realities of the industry continue to evolve, we've made these painful choices as a way to optimize the continued development of our flagship Tomb Raider game, as well as shaping the rest of the studio to make games for the future. Now, this is insight that I got from Chris, but that being said, had I dived into it, I would have found this. This is not unpublicly available. You just have to look for it on LinkedIn. The people that were fired were like pretty much like the infrastructure people and a lot of the high end, like these are the guys that are running the IT department in their Austin studio. Given the names of the people that you see on LinkedIn who lost their jobs, what Chris said and what, subsequently I went on LinkedIn and found it myself and could see for myself as well. They're probably going to close their all their external studios except their home base, which is in where is their home base? Where is their
Is it
headquarters?
California?
No, it's not. It's not here. They've closed that.
Their headquarters is in San Mateo.
Oh, maybe so.
Other locations are Bellevue, Washington, and Austin, Texas.
Bellevue. They're going to shut. Bellevue. That's where we're going to keep everything. They're going to shut down the Bay Area. Tell you that right now, because ain't nobody shown. The whole office. Nobody goes into the office in the Bay Area. No, it's going to be Bellevue. Bellevue. They are actually working in office in the in Bellevue. So they're going to shut down Austin. They've already pretty much gotten rid of everybody that was in the San Mateo office. They're going to go to Bellevue. And I believe that the Bellevue office was the company that they purchased. And I wanted to say they're the guys that made World of Tanks or something like that. There was a bit of a culture clash between the two. Bellevue, Washington is now kind of become the anointed ones. And that's what's going to happen is that they're going to shut down all operations except for the Bellevue guys. And the Bellevue guys were not original Crystal Dynamics guys. They were another company that Crystal Dynamics acquired. So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of a sad thing. Now, honestly, I think that maybe Embracer is going to shut down Crystal Dynamics in its entirety. Possibly. Will they sell Crystal Dynamics in its entirety? Possibly. Will they sell Tomb Raider with Crystal Dynamics? Absolutely not. So I'm not sure that anyone wants to buy Crystal Dynamics other than unless it had Tomb Raider coming with it, because it has no IPs. It has no games other than Tomb Raider under its belt in recent memory. So the question is whether Embracer keeps Crystal Dynamics. I would argue probably not. I think they will either sell them or shutter them entirely eventually. Right now, they're just, condensing it into one studio or one location. I think I don't want to say prematurely stick a fork in them, but they can't stay where they are. They're not working on anything. I mean, they're working on the next Tomb Raider, but that's not enough to keep that single studio going. Really, it's not.
Well, three studios for that one game. I could understand if that's all they've got, then Embracer, is sort of, well, let's close up all these other shops and just focus on Bellevue.
Right, just focus on Bellevue. But I don't know that they're actually working on anything that's due to come out anytime in the next 4 or 5 years.
I mean, Tomb Raider will come out in the next 4 to 5 years, but after that, we don't know. Shit. Hold on.
Cats.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess Tomb Raider will come out, but I think that whole Amazon, they want more Tomb Raiders to come out, and they've been doing things as partnerships. And I don't think that there is enough in the market right now and enough interest in Tomb Raider anymore for more partnerships.
Well, we'll have to
It
see how
doesn't
popular
Tomb Raider
the.
doesn't care Tomb Raider does not carry the same moxie it carried 5 or 6 or 7 years ago.
No, it doesn't. It depends. If that next game is like a successful reboot, they could bring that name back. If the Sophie Turner starring movie is like suddenly really great, you could bring it back. But that requires like the execution of those things to be really fucking good.
And there's not
Yeah.
been a whole lot of history that those things would be very good. There's not an established background in both making a video game movie and also with making a Tomb Raider game. I mean, the most recent Tomb Raider game that came out, which I can't remember which one it was, they were fine. They were good, but they weren't great. And I think that they will absolutely need great in order to make anybody look forward to another Tomb Raider game. And they don't have with the taking Perfect Dark completely off the table, even though Perfect Dark wasn't their game. Perfect Dark was a Microsoft game that they were essentially partnering with Microsoft to make it with this little like the initiative, the little side studio that was a hybrid Crystal Dynamics and Microsoft. With the cancellation of Perfect Dark, that's all they've got going for them right now. I don't know that anyone is pitching anything in at Crystal Dynamics for a new IP. I would venture to guess that Embracer is not open to a new IP because that's a risk. And Embracer is pretty much risk averse because they are struggling financially and have been ever since the whole Saudi government thing. Where the hell did Nick go without his headset? He just dropped his headset and walked off. I hope everything, the fact that he dropped his headset has me concerned that something horrible is wrong, and he's been away for quite some time. Anyway, well, moving right along, I will move on to the next item. My other item is something interesting. Saying that, what have we been talking about for the last 2 years? Somebody being bought, somebody being sold, and somebody's studio closing down or layoffs. Well, now we just did layoffs. Next, Ubisoft. So Ubisoft had a very interesting thing happen this week that I don't think I have ever seen before, but it doesn't bode well for I mean, it's a mystery. It's a gigantic mystery.
It absolutely is. Yes. I've
Shut
heard
up.
every word you said.
No, you haven't. Where'd you go? Is everything okay?
Yes, I was just throwing away his puke and
Oh, you had a cat puke. All right. Yeah, I should have known that when you have a cat owner that bolts out of the room, that's what it is.
he coughed up a hairball.
Yeah, they do that.
Yep.
So, Ubisoft was supposed to be announcing its quarterly earnings report. And minutes before they were supposed to go live, and this was on Thursday, I think it was the 13th. Thursday. On Thursday, they were supposed to be announcing the quarterly earnings. Minutes. I'm talking like, 10 minutes before the announcement was, before the stream was about to start, they cancel it. They just had an emergency press release that said, quote, Ubisoft announces the postponement of the release of its results for the first half of fiscal year 2026. Ubisoft has requested Euronext to halt trading of its shares and its bonds from the market opening on November 14th, 2025 until the publication of its first half 2025-2026 results in the coming days. Ubisoft will inform the market on the date on which trading will restart. So it not only emergency canceled the presentation, it halted all trading of its stock and bonds. It froze the company.
You're right. Like, oh, so I was thinking, you in the little cryon, it says Ubisoft's last minute cancellation is it sold. I was like, canceling a quarterly earnings is a little weird, but that doesn't necessarily mean the company's sold. But to halt trading of the stock, that's
Mhm.
that's a that's a big step.
Mhm.
Well, okay. So look,
That said, and to
Saudi
have it happen in an
Arabia.
emergency situation, to have it happen like not, not a all of a sudden, not have it happen well ahead of time. Have it happen
Yeah, at the last
as an
minute.
emergency, like whoa, 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 everybody freeze. That means that they weren't aware of something until the
Okay,
last minute.
maybe Tencent made Yves an offer. See, they
Yes.
saw Saudi Arabia buy EA, and China was like, "Why don't we do that? We already own
Mm,
half of Ubisoft. Let's just buy the rest."
Who knows? Who knows? Now, there is an
Hmm.
update after that. The CFO, Frederick Duguet, and sent an email, and Kotaku got a copy of the email to all of the staff of Ubisoft who were like completely rattled by this whole thing. Like, imagine you're working for a company that just froze operations, like the, at that level. That's got to put like, what the fuck is happening? So they sent out to the staff the following email. Hello, everyone. Wanted to let you know that we're taking extra time to finalize the closing of the semester. And as a result, we will publish our first half earnings results in coming days instead of tonight. Due to legal regulations, we cannot share more information with you at this time. To limit unnecessary speculation and market volatility during this short delay, we have asked Euronext to suspend the trading of our stock until the results are announced. We know this is likely to raise questions and drive media coverage. I encourage you to listen to the conference call, which will be available via the investor section of our site just after the results are released so that you can have a more detailed view of our earnings. Thank you for your understanding. So that sounds less like we've been sold and something operationally has happened to our company, and a little more like we looked like we did the final check of our math and all our math was wrong. And we can't release this. But if we cancel it now and say we can't release it, then our stock is going to go nuck and futz. So we
Yeah.
can't have that happening. Now, which is true? Don't know. Don't know.
At least not yet, but this is the kind of thing that will absolutely get answered like within a week.
It is pretty I've never heard of this happening.
Yeah, a
Never heard
company
of this happening.
canceling its quarterly earnings and then stopping stock trading.
The minute, like minutes before they're supposed to go live.
Yeah.
I mean, even when Embracer had the rug pull by the Saudis, they didn't cancel their announcement. They still went on the stage and made the announcement.
Well, okay, then
So whatever it was big and it was probably bad.
yeah, then like we'll logic it through. First of all, is there this is only this is in France, right? France
Right.
has different financial rules than America. So does the stopping of the stock trading, is that more following French financial law or American financial law?
Don't know. Well, I mean, I don't think they stopped the training. legally, they, because of a legal reason, they stopped the trading. They asked the
Yes,
market
yeah.
to not to halt trading. So they can ask that, obviously. So I
Then
don't think
I
it's
do think it's right. I think it's correct to speculate that they probably asked that because whatever else they would say would probably cause a panic and a run. So they
mm-hmm,
want to stop that from happening.
mm-hmm.
Because yeah, if
Now,
Embracer gets the rug pulled out from under them, they still go on because they still have things to talk about that's just changed. Right. To cancel means that whatever they were going to talk about, it's not just that it changed, because like the money doesn't change. They spent what they spent, right? The quarterly earnings already happened like
mm-hmm,
months ago. So those
mm-hmm.
numbers shouldn't change. So to cancel it would
To
mean that
cancel
there
that
has to be something that makes the numbers wrong.
wrong, and wrong in a very actionable way. Like that if they reported these numbers, that there would be serious legal consequences or serious financial consequences.
Yeah. I
I
wonder how
don't
much
know.
of that has to do with, they Ubisoft this year split up into two different companies with like different orgs and how that has to do with something.
Who knows? But to have if there was some error with the numbers to get to that point, to that moment and that stage, and someone to find something wrong is,
Or
I don't know that that's even possible.
or if I'll say my tin hat, like less less malicious conspiracy and more, all conspiracies originally originate from incompetence.
Mhm.
Never ascribe malice to what you
Alice,
can ascribe to incompetence.
true.
If because Ubisoft recently split into like these different sections of the company, they honestly, like, look, man, that's hard to do, and they just didn't figure out how to fudge the numbers in time. They didn't figure it out because look,
Yeah.
when they're splitting up like this, they can fudge the numbers however they want.
Oh,
Who
absolutely.
gets what number? Where's the money going? They can do whatever they want. And Yves is just looking over those late at night and then went, "Oh fuck, the meeting's in 30 minutes. I haven't figured out the answer yet. Let's delay it. Oh shit, that might make people think that something's wrong. Stop the trading, and then I'll get back to this after
Yeah,
lunch."
I doubt no. I think that
You don't think it
yes,
was
you should never
incompetence of
ascribe to malice what can be ascribed to incompetence. I don't know that I could ascribe incompetence to this because
I'm just saying it's a possibility.
only if they hired chimpanzees in their finance department. And I can
Maybe
guarantee
they
you they
did.
don't have chimpanzees
No,
in
they
their
didn't use
finance department.
chimpanzees, but they did use AI.
Maybe, maybe. That is a thing that might have happened. But
Someone looking over the
the fu
numbers. Oh fuck, the AI
when you're
just
talking about
hallucinated $1 billion.
yeah, when you're talking about a publicly traded corporation on of this size and this scale, the people that work in that department, the finance department, they know this. They know how to do this. This is not this is their bread and butter. If it were hard to do, you would see this happen more regularly at other companies, and you don't. It is, I don't want to say unprecedented in the history, but it's not. But it is definitely so weird that I don't know that you can attribute this to incompetence because I don't know that it's possible to have people
To be
that
in.
incompetent in that role. You know what I'm saying?
If I've learned anything over the past few years, never underestimate the level of incompetence someone can have.
Maybe, maybe. I just
It
there's
it
been
yeah.
it's the Swiss cheese option. If you have a few incompetent people in a finance department of a uh, major publicly traded corporation, You might have 1 or 2 or 3, maybe even 4 incompetent people, but it's the Swiss cheese thing. You're going to layer incompetence with competence, and there's gonna be holes in each layer of that cheese,
Mhm.
but if you layer enough people, layer enough pieces of Swiss cheese, you're going to get a barrier that's going to stop mistakes from happening. That's why finance departments are so large. It's people double checking numbers. It's people reviewing numbers over and over and over again. And these are the most important numbers because these are the numbers that if you're wrong, you can go to jail. So this is a serious situation. And the fact that a major corporation would have something fall through the Swiss cheese, almost it's so unlikely to the point of impossibility. That's why I am
That
leaning
might be going too
more
far.
towards malice than incompetence because of its unlikeliness of actually occurring.
I feel like it's 50-50.
No, 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 no. That's if it were 50-50, then you'd see this happening more often with companies all the time because it's not
I
like
don't say
Ubisoft
I don't
is
say
the
50.
only incompetent corporation out
I'm not
there.
saying 50-50 with all companies. I'm saying 50-50 with Ubisoft.
We'll see. I mean,
At
it's
this
it's
point,
a
given how many layoffs have been, how many like what they've been struggling with already,
and
this
how
is a
they're playing shenanigans with breaking up the company to put all the good stuff in one company and all the failing stuff in the
yeah.
other company, and then putting his son in control of the bad company, or is it putting control in the good
That's
company?
it. It's not Yves who didn't get the numbers in time. It's his son who didn't get the numbers in time. I mean, come on.
That would be
Yves,
described. That would be
Yves,
incompetence.
Yves, Yves knows what he's been doing. He's been doing
He
this
knows
for
what he's
years.
doing.
He can
Yep.
get the numbers in on time.
Yep.
Charlie don't know shit. Charlie was like, "Oh fuck, I forgot to compensate for daylight savings time, and that's why I'm late."
It's like me. It's like, oh shit, it's 11 o'clock.
The alarm didn't go off. He's
Yeah.
riding down the elevators with a piece of toast hanging out of his mouth.
Maybe, but it is weird. It's super weird. So all eyes are kind of sort of on Microsoft to figure out what the fuck happened
Ubisoft.
there. Oh, sorry, Ubisoft. Everybody's looking at Ubisoft.
Mm.
What happened there? All right, your next item.
My next item. Okay.
So much for this being a short fucking show. You know what? I forgot about the whole Steam Deck thing. There was no way that we were gonna have a short show with that.
Yeah. Um. So Sony, I guess so we can say Sony. They announced their long-awaited, long-rumored Horizon MMORPG, which is officially called Horizon Steel Frontiers, but it's
Hmm.
not coming from Guerrilla Games. It's coming from NCSoft,
Hmm.
South Korean developer and publisher who makes a lot of these
Right.
MMO games.
They know what they're doing.
Also, it's for PC and mobile. And based on the video that they have, it
Hmm.
looks a lot like Monster Hunter. Because so okay, Horizon is typically known for it's the robot dinosaur game.
Hmm.
And
Robot
a lot of
dinosaurs.
a lot of the combat in it revolves around Aloy shooting pieces off of the robot dinosaurs, shooting chunks
Hmm.
off them. Maybe you shoot off a gas canister behind them and they can no longer spit fire at you. Maybe you shoot a gun off of their shoulder and now you can pick up that gun and shoot it at them. In the video, and maybe you can find I got a cat
Yep.
on me, so I
That's
can't
okay.
bring it
I'll
up.
find it.
Yeah, look up the announcement video for Horizon Steel Frontiers. And they make a point in that video of saying that they changed up combat in order to focus on multiplayer. And what they've shown is something that looks incredibly like Monster Hunter, complete with long combos. There's a scene of
Oh
someone
my
holding
god.
a sword and like charging it up, charging it up, charging it up, waiting for the monster to charge them and then unleashing it. So like there's a whole charge up animation to the weapons.
Hmm.
Uh which again is like this is exceedingly like Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Also, this looks like it probably a very input heavy, input complex game, which really makes me wonder how this is going to work on mobile devices.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, they haven't given too much detail about like what the world will be apart from the combat, like how people will come in and come out. Just that, hey, look, this is sort of the first introduction to the Horizon MMO, which is kind of more focused on, like I said, it looks like Monster Hunter. There's even a moment where someone cooks a meal and they spend a lot of time on the cooking animation in a way that Monster Hunter is really famous for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so it's also a little funny that the Horizon MMO releases a announcement trailer that looks a lot like Monster Hunter at the same time that Sony is suing um Tencent over their game that looks like a Horizon MMO ripoff.
Yeah. Yeah. They all borrow.
Oh,
They
they
all
absolutely
steal.
do.
They all steal.
They
Maybe it's
absolutely do.
maybe it's not steal, Steel. It's
Oh,
Steal. Horizon Steel
Steel
Frontiers.
Frontier. Well, that explains it. The evidence was in plain sight all along.
I know. See, they told you. You just weren't listening.
Hmm.
All
But
right,
yeah,
next item.
uh, yeah. Other than that, there's not much to say about it. That they announced the
Mhm.
game that's been long rumored. It'll be interesting to see how much Sony gets behind this because they haven't actually. I didn't know that this was announced until I sat down today and looked at news. This must have like come out on Friday, which is generally a news dumping ground day. So to announce like an MMO version of one of their biggest franchises and IPs, it feels like a quiet way to announce it. So I'm
Mhm.
kind of curious to see what Sony's push,
I didn't know it until you just told me.
right? I
Yeah.
want to see how much they will push this because Sony and live service, generally they've had pretty bad luck with that genre, to say the
Mhm.
least. Uh, and so I maybe they're not pushing this because they feel like they've been burned by live service. I don't know. Like it'll be interesting to see the marketing because they've been burned so bad by this genre. Do they invest heavily into it? Or do they like, hey, here's something, maybe you'll like it, who knows? We didn't put a
Mhm.
lot of effort into it, so we didn't lose $400 million on this one.
Right. Right. All right, next
Yeah.
item. It's all you because I don't have any more.
Okay. Next item. Oops, no, I switched tabs, not banners. Oh, this is just like a sad, hilariously bad. So Battlefield 6 had a Veterans Day bundle of cosmetic items that you could buy. But if you looked at the fine print, it said, hey, this Veterans Day bundle, none of the money you spend goes directly to veterans. They now EA did say that we will be, donating a one-time purchase. I forget the number, but a one-time donation to like the veterans charity.
Hmm.
But that's a one-time purchase. All the money you spend on the bundle, that's coming to us, baby. And this is a moment where Call of Duty also had a Veterans Day charity bundle, and they say in the fine print, all of the proceeds from this DLC pack go to a veterans charity. And so we are in a deep hellscape in which we can say Activision did something good.
Yeah.
Activision did something right, and EA fumbled as usual.
Yeah.
We can
Yeah.
expect this from EA, but the fact that you can go, wow, Activision, kudos,
And
is it
and
shows how far we have
honestly,
fallen as a society.
that was such a mistake on the part of their communications team, on the part of their PR, on the whoever. How much did they make on that Veterans Day bundle? Probably some money, but in the grand scope of EA money,
Yeah.
it, it's not a game changer.
Nothing
They
that was worth that level of like PR failure.
exactly. Of that level of just almost offensive. That was a huge mistake on their part, and I'm surprised. Like, there's a level of incompetence that I do ascribe to incompetence and not malice. That was just stupid that nobody thought, "Hey, this might be a problem if we call it a Veterans Day bundle and don't make the proceeds for veterans. Yeah, dumb,
Yes.
just dumb. But that's EA. EA is very good at shooting itself in the foot.
Oh yeah.
The best shooter they make is shooting themselves in the foot.
Yes, that's true. I did play a
Mm-hmm.
little bit more Battlefield, and that game continues, like I said, to be
It's
really good.
Battlefield. It's great. It's a great
Yeah,
game. Yeah.
we got to play sometime.
Yeah, we do. And now I have to decide if I'm going to get a machine. No, I'm going to get it on console because I want to play it on a couch.
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah, I guess I didn't have this story, but AC Wraith is knocking us with the Rockstar hit with legal claims. Basically,
Yeah, we talked about that last week.
we talked about last week. The advancement is that Rockstar has not officially responded, and the IWGB is like officially suing them, is officially making a case out of it. It will officially go to court.
Yeah, we knew that yeah,
Well, Rockstar
because it's
had a they had a chance to like speak about it and like comment on it. They didn't, and so
well, they did. They
the
said
union board
that
is escalating.
they said that these people were fired for leaking.
Yeah, beyond that, there wasn't any comment.
Mm-mm, mm-mm. So we knew that the union was going to do that. They have to do that because these people were talking. It was It might have been coincidental. It might have been the actual reason, but there's no way that the union could allow this to happen without making a fuss because you otherwise it would set a bad precedent
Yeah.
if they
Also,
just dropped it.
important to note the speed of this. That this is moving quickly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I said last week that the UK takes its unions very, 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 its labor unions very, very seriously. I mean, in its parliament, one of the major two parties is Labour. There's a reason for that.
Yes.
Unions, in many ways, run a very significant part of that country. So, yeah, if you cross the unions in the UK, you best expect to fight.
So it's nice to see that.
Yeah, and it will move quickly until it doesn't. All right, your final item.
My final item, which I just think is interesting to show the Game Awards expansion. It will now stream on Amazon Prime this year. Previously, it's only available on Twitch and YouTube. But this year, it's gotten popular enough that they will have their own dedicated stream on Amazon Prime.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just another service that you'll be able to watch it on, which makes sense because I remember last year I was looking at the ratings for the Game Awards. They've steadily been increasing for quite some time to the degree that the last one, and actually the last several, have actually gotten more viewership than the Oscars or the Emmys.
Really?
I don't
This
know if
I
maybe
did
that's
not
I
know.
don't know if that's the platform. Maybe it's just YouTube counting views more than traditional broadcasters, but like you compare, at least on Wikipedia, the viewership numbers for the Game Awards and viewership numbers for the Oscars, and it's like significant
Interesting.
in the Game Awards' favor. So it makes sense then that they would start to kind of get some prime real estate in the streaming ecosystem. Like, hey,
Pun intended.
we are an award system, we are an award show to be noticed. And
Mm-hmm.
I think this is only helping the Keeleys.
So, and I just got a notification on my phone. Italian pasta makers worry a Trump administration levy could double the prices to U.S. consumers and cause the sales to shrivel. So,
Buy your pasta now.
your
Stock up on
struggle meal
pasta.
that uses pasta might get more expensive. First, they came after our cars. Then they came after our steel. Now they're coming after our spaghetti.
Those fucking Italians.
No, it's not the fucking Italians. It's
Oh,
us. It's us. We're making
no,
it more expensive.
no, it's the Italians.
Oh, it's clearly their fault.
Yeah, obviously. It's the Italians, it's the French, it's the Germans, it's all of them over
It's
there.
all of them people.
All of them. They're just charging us more. They're doubling the price of rice and
Actually, we make
stuff.
rice. We make a lot of rice. We actually export a tremendous amount of rice to the Asia. We're huge rice farmers.
We doubled the prices, and then they doubled the prices.
All right.
Anyways, that's
So
that's all I have. That's
all I
my
have.
news.
So next week we will be having a show because that is the Sunday
Yes.
before Thanksgiving. However, the 30th, the Sunday after Thanksgiving, we will not. And
Okay, because I could
well,
stream
maybe. I
from
mean, it
them.
depends. It depends. It really depends.
I bought a whole new webcam to stream from Florida.
Okay. Well, we'll
I can
see. We'll
plug it
see how
into
it
the
goes.
tablet now, so I can use the tablet to stream.
We'll see how it goes. It depends on where I am. I may not be here. So,
Mm.
and then the 7th, definitely not a day because I have a Christmas party, my company's Christmas party on the
Oh, okay.
5th,
So that's 2 weeks in a row.
2 weeks in a row. In theory, 2 weeks in a row. We'll keep you posted about the 30th, but definitely no show on the 7th because like last night where I barely got here even remotely close to on time. I have my Christmas party is on Friday the 5th, Sledgehammer Christmas party on Saturday the 6th. Ain't no way I'm going to be in any. I may not even be sober enough to do a show on the 7th if I do it right. Yeah, and
You should be able to get up in time. Like,
well, I
yeah,
mean, you've never.
yeah.
Ah, man, I really should have taken you as a date to a one of my Christmas parties because our Christmas party on the 5th, that is a sloppy booze fest of extraordinary measure.
I would
You are
happily see
expected.
that.
You are expected. Well, first off, we have dinner at Villa Taverna, which is a private club that very few people actually get into.
Ooh.
And yeah, we always have it at Villa Taverna, and everything is hand picked for us and for our dinner, including all of the wine, which there's prodigious amounts of that. And then we always, when it's done, we always go over to Bix, the jazz nightclub around the corner, where it's just jazz and oysters and more wine and more champagne. And by the end, if you're sober, you have done it wrong.
Yeah, I've
Like
never had a drunk Christmas party. Office Christmas party.
sloppy, stupid, like wake up on Saturday morning going, the reason why we have it on Friday, because we need 2 days to recover. The thing is, I got to go to another party on Saturday. So I cannot go.
Well, see, the point is to do that, just never stop drinking. That whole weekend.
I can't
It's
do that.
just buzzed for 72 hours
See,
straight.
Chris is not a big drinker, and last year he went to the Christmas party, showed up for like 30 minutes, and then had to go because he had to pick up his daughter. A bunch of stuff happened badly. He was not supposed to have to pick up his daughter from volleyball, and then she ended up being stranded, so he had to go all the way back to pick her up. So I was left by myself, which meant I was like, "Fuck, bring it!" You know, I was like thinking to myself, I have to be refined. I have to be demure because I have the new boyfriend. And then it's like he left. It's like double bottled in.
Oh yes,
I was
Chris.
stumbling.
Yes, absolutely. And he's gone.
Exactly.
Pinky
Oop,
in.
Yeah. It's like, oh, thank God he's gone. Now it's just like as fast as I can.
Give me that straw.
You just put the straw in the champagne bottle.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. There's dancing on tables to be had on Friday night. So
I've
I'm gonna
never
have to
been
refrain.
to any sort of office function that got like that.
If Chris either can't go or Chris and I break up, you will be my date next year. The one year that I didn't have anybody to go with, I took my brother, and he was like, I mean, this is my brother. This is my brother. And he was like, holy shit. He was like, oh my God, your Christmas parties are insane. And this is my brother who is, he's
He's a
literally
boisterous
partied with
guy.
rock stars. He has partied with rock stars. Absolutely. And I'm not talking about party with rock stars. He's partied with rock stars. And he was like, your Christmas party is off the hook. And he's actually called the next year. He's like, oh, you're dating someone, huh? Is he going to the Christmas party? Can I go? No.
I mean,
Okay.
it sounds like if he doesn't drink, Chris, then he's just not taking advantage of it. So you
Oh,
should give
no.
the
Oh,
spot away
no.
to
Mm-mm.
someone who will take advantage of it.
Mm-mm. He's not. Yeah. But I have to take him
He
this year
says, "If
because
Nick can't
nobody
make
met
it,
him
I
last year.
volunteer."
Yeah. Oh, it's fun.
He
Yeah. I mean,
also
maybe.
Andrew says finally sat down to enjoy my favorite podcast. We
Maybe,
are about to
maybe
end.
next year. Maybe next year, because they have to meet Chris. None of them have really met Chris. They met him like they
No,
saw
okay,
him and he had to leave. So they haven't actually spent time with him.
okay.
And he needs to be grilled. There's enough people that are going to be grilling him the way that like a father would be grilling the prom date.
Once the auction shame was dealt with, Edie became fine, going full blown married man drunken affair.
Yeah, true. Well, next year, I'm sure Chris will be like, that's fine.
Edie, how does someone become shameful about an auction?
You're just gonna have to watch the replay, dude. It's at the beginning of the show. I'm not gonna go over this again. It is a story that I have only told anyone on this show that it was a fuck up of potentially financially ruinous proportion.
Suffice to say, you are not
That
financially
only cost
ruined.
me 4 figures to get out of.
You are not financially ruined, but it did cost you a lot just to not be financially ruined.
I had to do quite a bit of negotiation to not be financially ruined.
Anyways, on that note of financial ruin and auctions,
Yeah, it was a fuck up of like Leslie Nielsen police squad order of fuck up.
currently on 3 streaming services with archives. Ooh,
Yeah.
this could be like, look, we can expand GameHounds. We can get into the TikTok crowd. We'll edit that story down to like 30 seconds, put that on TikTok, put that on the YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, all the socials. That will be the first GameHound social, is you going, this incredibly embarrassing story. I'm only telling you.
Yeah. All right. On that note, can we close this out?
Yeah.
So much for like the super short show that
No.
we really want to do super short.
You're going Tarkov? No. Although I did buy, I haven't played yet, but I did buy Escape from Duckov.
You did.
Yeah. Not Escape from Tarkov. I bought the duck game. Escape from Duckov.
Duck off.
Duckov.
Okay, I'm now looking this up.
You haven't heard of this? AC
No.
Wraith linked to it in the he linked to it in like the games section for a while, and I heard really great things about it. It's a single player, top down, duck based extraction shooter. Yeah, Andrew
Okay,
says
all
I
right,
heard
all right.
Duck Off was fantastic. Good show. Go play some Balatro. I'll also have to get Balatro.
Yeah, yeah. All right, let me see what this duck off thing is. All right, move forward. Okay, there it is. Escape from duck off. Is it
Yeah, it's a
multiplayer? It looks
little
like is it multiplayer? It looks like it is.
no, it's a little laggy. The video. I don't know if that's just me or if that's
That's probably me. The fan on my
Oh, okay.
laptop
Yeah, it
just went
looks
on.
like it's smoothed out. But no,
Yeah.
it's the reason I'm interested is because it's a single player extraction shooter with cute ducks. And
Okay.
I've heard that it takes the gameplay loop of Tarkov condenses it into a much kind of single player focus, a little bit more casual, a little bit more lighter, less stressful. I have not played the Lot Show, but Edie just got into it this week.
Well, I just got introduced to it this week. I am not playing it because I see what it is, and I do not want to do that. Okay, so that's Escape from Duck Off. You will have to tell us about it at a later time.
Yes, I'll let you know. I'll report back next week.
All right. So, on that note, let's close this out. You've been listening to GameHounds episode 799. We recorded this on Sunday, November 16th, 2025. I've been Edie Sellers. With me has been Nick DiNicola. Ways to get a hold of us. GameHounds.net is our website. GameHounds@gmail.com is our email. We record this show live every Sunday, well, almost every Sunday, at noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, on Facebook, on YouTube, and Twitch. On Facebook, we are facebook.com/GameHounds. On YouTube, we are GameHounds Vids, all one word, as in videos. And Twitch, we are the GameHounds. Feel free to hit us up at any of those places if you ever want to join us live. We are available as an audio podcast on iTunes, iHeartRadio, a bunch of other different platforms. If you listen to us or watch us on any of those platforms, stop what you're doing right now. Go either leave us some feedback or give us a like. That would be very, very helpful. And if you can subscribe, if you feel like subscribing, we would appreciate subscribers, because of course that money goes right back into the show to cover the costs for making this show. Speaking of which, we have a Patreon. What do you get for being a Patreon sponsor? Our undying gratitude. We don't have special stuff. We don't gatekeep all of our shows. We don't put stuff behind paywalls for you or subscription walls. No. All we ask is $1 a month just to help us cover the costs for the show. That is patreon.com/GameHounds. Now, if you want to connect with us in a more immediate way than email or website, or don't want to have to wait till a Sunday to be with us live on the show, you can connect with us and the rest of the community online on our Discord channel. Our Discord channel information is right there at the bottom of our screen, live on YouTube, on Facebook, and Twitch at this moment. If you're listening as a podcast, then it should be in our information on, on the description of the show. If not, just go look up GameHounds on Discord. We're there. You'll find us. Thank you to everyone in the chat room. Y'all been great. It was really good seeing you, Maynard. Really good seeing a bunch of other people. I'm going to try and see if I can get Tim next week, because it will be our 800th show. So we will talk to you then. Have a great week, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And of course, thank you to AC Wraith, our link bitch, as always. Number one fan, number one helper, number one keeping us here. We're the one that whenever anything happens on the show, that one of us asks, have you told AC Wraith? So you're really the reason why we do this show sometimes.
You had the glue.
Chaos says, woo, good podcast, people. Lots to talk about and cover. Well done. No,
we did. We talked
here.
about a lot.
We did. The Steam hardware stuff being.
Yeah. Yeah. I've should have been here for that. That would have been fun.
Yeah. I would have loved to have had your input about the Steam hardware stuff, because we talked quite a bit about how that is a very, very interesting thing and how it might be changing everything.
Yes, the GameCube.
The GameCube, yes. I don't know why they even called it the Steam machine. It's the GameCube. All right. Well, I mean, as far as being a short show, so much for that. I told Chris that it would only be an hour and a half. 2 hours later.
You know us.
Yeah, I know. But this is why I do this show here, because otherwise he stands behind me and goes. And also, I love my little apartment.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the downside of this little apartment is that when I spend the night here and I need to go to work, inevitably I am late to work because I just want to curl up in this compartment and just, watch TV, light a
I thought you
fire.
didn't have a mattress.
I have a mattress in the guest room.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, that's where I stay is in the guest room right now. I don't
Okay,
have a
you have a
mattress
place to
on
sleep.
my bed. Yeah,
Gotcha.
my bed. I'll give you a chore. Oop, there we go. So I don't have the lights on because my bed is still in here without
Oh,
mat.
I see.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, just
So
scaffold, just a naked
yeah,
scaffold.
yeah, and then my
Oh, it
dresser, the big dresser is right
still
there.
needs to be built.
Yeah, no, it's built. It's built. I
Oh,
just have to put the slats into the base and then put the
oh,
mattress
okay.
on. So yeah, that's my situation in my room because I'm waiting to buy the mattress because I really didn't have the money to do it, and then I spent
Not
$1,000
not
of that.
after. Oh, that sucks so badly.
And then this is the guest room, which is still sort of in pieces. Don't mind me, I'm taking you into the guest room. But this is the guest room, and I haven't made the bed. But this is the guest room. So this is where actually I stay, and those are the nightstands that go into the other room and that's my scooter. But
Okay.
yeah, so things are still, obviously in there. But yeah, this is where I stay.
Still in
Is
flux.
in the guest room. So okay, but yeah, I think I've given you all the tour. Have I given you the tour? So speaking of PlayStation, have I showed you the PlayStation?
I think you have, yeah. Andrew asks, at what point does the guest room become the main room?
Well, I mean, it's right now, it's the main room. So this is the parking garage for PlayStation.
An- Another auction or two.
Fuck off. Yeah, that's the PlayStation garage. My lovely view of the PlayStation garage. On the other side of that is actually you can kind of see it just over the top edge. See that building behind right there?
Yeah.
Not that one, but like the brown building right there
Wait,
in
in
the
the
center of the
distance.
screen in the distance. Yeah, that's the PlayStation headquarters here.
Wait, the headquarters. I thought. Why is the garage so far away from the building?
No, it's just a really big garage. It's a
Oh,
it's a
it's
whole
a
it's a
huge
whole campus.
garage.
Yeah, it's a really big garage, and it's the PlayStation campus. So it's a big campus. You drive through it. Like the shuttle that I get to go to Caltrain, which incidentally is right there. Oh my God, I love this apartment. There's a shuttle right there in the mornings for free that takes me to Caltrain,
I
like
didn't know
right
that.
outside my door.
That's
And where they
nice.
pick up from is the front door of PlayStation.
So it's just shuttle from PlayStation to Caltrains.
No,
That
no, it's a major shuttle from like
oh,
a
okay.
that goes a bunch of different
And it's
places, but
free.
it's the campus is so large that it's actually you can drive through it. And so
Hmm.
that's where they actually have a stop in front of the PlayStation doors,
Hmm.
but then they just keep going. It's a campus. It's a big campus. So this is the big parking garage. Now, I don't think there's a lot of people there. I think that a lot of people are working remotely,
Hmm.
because I see that there's, like, lots of I think at one point that parking garage was very full. I don't think it's full now since the pandemic. And I think that I've been told that the most of the PlayStation stuff that's there, it's not game stuff, it's mostly, like, corporate finance, that kinda stuff is
That's
over
what that
there.
headquarters always is, right? A
Yeah.
headquarters is always the behind the scenes platform money
Mhm.
people.
Yeah. And there's a you can see the through the front doors. It's got a big, like, open atrium in when you enter in the doors, and it's like a whole back wall is just one giant screen playing, highlights from PlayStation games and stuff like that. Um, so so yeah, that's PlayStation. So I'm right here. So, I mean, theoretically, it's I guess I could, like, get some, um
Man on
high-end
the street style interviews,
yeah. So
ambush
what you
them.
working on? So what do you think about the steam machine? Hi, man on the street, just asking just random people, have you heard about the steam machine?
Yeah. Just ask them as they walk out of the building.
Are you at all afraid? Um, it says if it hasn't had a quest in it and it is the only bed, it feels like that's just the master bedroom. It is the master bedroom for the moment. I mean, but it's like I said, I have to get a a mattress, and
I want to know by
that was
what.
that was going to happen very soon, and then all of a sudden now it can't.
Yeah, I want to know what you meant by if it hasn't had a quest in it.
I don't. I He said I think it was a typo.
I know. I just now I want to know what he meant.
If it hasn't had
If it hasn't had a
a
quest in it.
guest in it.
Oh,
If it
guess.
hasn't had a guest in it and it's the only bed, I feel like that's the master bedroom. Arguable. Yep. See, yeah, guest.
Yes.
All right. I'm gonna go. I'm sure my phone has been blown up by "Where are you? Aren't you done yet? We're dinner. We're hungry." Blah. I'm hungry
It's
too.
3 o'clock. It's not dinner time.
No, lunch. Nobody's eaten.
Skip lunch. You have
No.
breakfast and dinner.
No, he probably wants to go see a movie. Probably wants to see a movie.
No.
No, I can guarantee you he wants to see a movie. I can guarantee you he wants to see Catch Me If You Can. Let's
Oh,
take
you
a
mean the
look.
Running Man?
No, we saw Running Man already.
Why
We
Catch
saw
Me
that
If
on Friday night.
That's an old one.
What, Running Man?
No, Catch Me If You Can is old.
No, the new one.
There is no
Not Catch Me
new
If You
one.
Can. What's the one with about the magicians who
Oh, yeah. Now You See Me.
Now You See Me. That's what it is. Yeah, it's a new Now You See
Okay.
Me. Chris.
He says,
Yeah.
you can't close and save the live
Well,
show.
blown up. Blown up. Finishing up shower, you coming over, or probably easier for the dogs to be here. The clock is ticking. Oh, I guess we can come over to get you, do something and take you back after you get the dogs. Should Claire and I just do something on our own? We can go see Keeper. Seems like you're still busy. It is short. We will be over about 4:35. We didn't have time for lunch, so maybe we can get an early dinner. Okay, we're good. We're good. Yeah. I guess they went to go see Keeper because I took so long.
Problem solved itself.
Yeah. If you ignore it, generally speaking, it will solve itself, with the exception of bidding on things you didn't intend to bid on and spending $12,000 you don't have. Then you can't ignore it.
No, I'm sure if you just ignore those bills, eventually they go away.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sure. So, I guess that's it. I've got nothing else to go with, and we've been on the show for a really long time. I will
Yeah.
try AC Wraith. I'm going to try and connect with Tim next week and see if he wants to come on. I will see if I can even get Hawks and just make it 800th show. Hawks, goalie, chaos, we may call on you, and just have it just like a big free for all, talking about stuff. And just seeing how things go with the 800th show. 800 shows. Do you realize that that's a minimum of 800 weeks we've been doing this show?
Yeah. Honestly, though, with how many weeks we take off, it's more than that.
Oh, yeah, it's way over that. But 800 divided by 52. We've got 15 years of shows if we'd have done a show every single dingle week. Not next year. Let's see, 2026. So in 3 years, we will have hit 20 years because we started in 2008. So right now, officially, this podcast can legally drive.
Yeah.
Next year in February, this podcast can vote.
Yeah.
And then a couple of years later, this podcast can legally drink in California. Not
Yeah.
great. So I don't know. God, what are we going to do when I retire? Am I going to still be doing this? I never figured that I'd still be doing this 18 years later. Nope.
Now you're stuck with it.
I kind of am.
Mm-hmm.
And as Nick pointed out, and thank you for reminding me, it's always been where I have said new relationships wreck podcasts. And he had to use that on me. Because I was like, I'm getting pressure of like, why are you doing this podcast? It wrecks our weekend. And you reminded me, yep, take your own advice, bitch. You use this
Oh,
against him multiple times. It's now time for me to use it against myself and
also
recommit that this show is going to stay on.
AC Wraith tells us that in episode 699, you promised 1,000 episodes unless death occurs.
Well,
So
death did occur.
1,000 or death.
All right. So we've got at least 200 more episodes.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I mean, a death did occur, and there was a big life event, another big life event. So,
But not your death, not my death.
not
Those
my
are the
death,
only
not your
those are
death.
the only things. The only
Your
death.
death, actually, probably not. My death, maybe. You'd keep going. If I died, I think
Yeah,
you would keep going.
I would try. I would try.
Yeah, you would get
Yeah.
with chaos and you'd keep going.
Yeah,
I
that's
would
probably
hope.
what we would do.
Yeah, for at least for a little while.
Yeah.
I give you permission. If that happens, I give you permission to get with chaos, do some episodes until it's no longer fun, and I give you permission to kill the show.
I can find
I'm
another
doing
host.
You can find another host, absolutely. But I think it's more important to say I give you permission to, when it's time to kill the show and do it without guilt that you have killed my show. You haven't. It's no longer my show anymore. Do it until it's no longer fun.
Okay.
All
We're
right.
killing
And
the
I
show
will not.
now.
And I
Last episode. That's it.
Chris
We're out.
would be thrilled.
No,
we got to
wait.
get to 1,000. If I can
Yeah,
get
we
to
do.
1,000,
We have to get to 1,000.
you have to get to 1,000. Maybe at the 1,000th show, Nick, let's have a reevaluation, and we will call a convention of
Then
the GameHounds universe.
now at that point, we do a reboot. We live on air delete all 999,000 episodes from Libsyn so that we can do another 1,000.
No.
Live on air, we're burning it all down.
Okay. Corey Wallace, it doesn't work like that. If we kill the show now, does that mean we get to kill someone? No, that's
I
not
mean,
how this works.
actually, yes, he's got a point because we did promise 1,000 episodes. So if we kill the
death.
show now, that means we
somebody
have
has to
to.
die.
Yeah.
Somebody has to die.
So you're
So
right.
we don't want to do that.
If we kill the show now, that means we have to kill someone too.
Yeah. And we get to vote on it.
No, I didn't agree to that.
Let's not do that. Let's not do
I didn't agree to
that.
that. It just turns into a two-person battle royale at that point.
I didn't say it had to be one of us.
Oh,
Remember,
I assumed it had to be one of us.
No. There is an entire chat room full of people that are definitely part of the show, that are part of the family.
We stream Fable and find your kid.
Ooh, there's an interesting idea.
Oh God, I don't even know if I could hook up a 360.
Yeah,
How
I
would
don't
I
think
even do that? I'd have to
the
get
360 will
adapter
hook up.
cables.
360 will hook up to it's HDMI, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's got
But
the
it's
old.
the
Maybe
old, yeah, red, blue, yellow, or a red, white, yellow. I mean, I've got that on the back of my television. I could hook up a 360 to this
okay. You
TV
can do.
very
I don't
easily.
have those on the back of my TV.
Really?
I have a modern TV. How do you have a TV that's like that big that has such old connections on it? I thought it was a new TV.
Right now, I'm running the audio, not off of Bluetooth because the Bluetooth kept on desyncing whenever I turned off the TV. So I have connected by optical cable because it was the only thing. Because the TV is HDMI, but the speakers are not HDMI.
Mm.
So I had to go optical. By the way, I watched and finished Sandman.
No,
Did you
good.
watch it?
I saw the first season.
It's second season is good. Not as good as the first season, but it's quite an interesting show. I don't know that I feel good about the second season. The second season did not wrap up actually the whole second season. I have to wonder why Neil Gaiman signed off on it, or I wonder if he was on his yacht not paying attention
It
because
was
there's plot holes in it that you could drive trucks through.
while they were developing season 7. That's when the
Season
allegations.
7?
Season 2. Um,
Okay.
that's when the abuse allegations against Gaiman came out. And so Netflix kind of
Oh.
quickly canceled the show, but they were still deep enough into production of season 2 that they were like, fuck, we don't have season 3. Let's try to do what we can to like
That's why.
wrap
Yeah, because
season
that's
2.
what it felt like. It felt like, oh, maybe what it feels like is the lead character got another job and needed to leave quickly. And I even literally likened it to what was that? The Natalie Wood's last movie, Mindscape.
I don't know. Mindscape?
Natalie Wood's Brainstorm. Brainstorm.
I don't know
Which was
that
a
movie.
great movie. It's essentially about VR before VR was VR.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, a Brainstorm, and it was Natalie Wood's last movie because she died in the middle of the production, and they had enough to be able to cobble it together to make a movie out of it. But the first half of the movie is like, wow, this is a really good movie, and then the last half of the movie gets like, it seems like this is not quite hanging together. Like this is not
Hmm.
there. Something happened in the show. Well, everybody knew what it was, is that the lead character died. Um, uh, uh, that's what it felt like. That see, I thought it had to do with the actor that played Morpheus, the lead character, had to exit quickly for some reason. That's what it felt like. But no, it was Neil Gaiman.
Yeah. Neil
Yeah,
Gaiman,
okay.
the whole show getting canceled.
That's what it was, which is a shame because
And that's why I never watched season 2, because I kind of heard, oh yeah, it's a compromise season. And I thought, well,
yeah, the
there's
first
no point
half of the
watching it.
season is fantastic, and then the end of the season happened, it's like, "Wait, how did that wrap up that way? That makes no sense that that wrapped up that way." There was a very bunch of Deus ex machina that it's like, "Why didn't you do this in the first place?" Oh, yeah, I mean, it was this big situation that was being developed of like this complicated how are you going to get out of it gets resolved in like 30 seconds
Mm.
at in the last episode of the season. It's like how, how, how did that happen? Like no hard feelings. It's like nobody took offense to this. I mean, it was a it was a
Yeah.
thing.
Okay.
So
So
that makes
I know not to watch it. I can save
yeah,
my time.
it's still good. It's still
Yeah.
very good, but
Doesn't seem worth it.
it's not this of the level of quality that first season. That first season was fucking fantastic. But now I need a new show to watch, and I'm not quite sure
We've
what to
given you a
watch.
new show,
Which one?
For All Mankind.
Oh, thank you. But I
Yeah.
want to see that with Chris. I think I want to see that with Chris.
Okay, he'd probably enjoy that too.
He's just finishing up Squid Game, and I'm gonna make him watch For All Mankind. But yeah, I need another show that is something that Chris won't watch, that I can watch on my own.
Does he like spy shows?
I don't know.
Slow
What
Horses is really good.
is it?
Oh,
Okay.
excellent.
He won't watch that, I can guarantee it.
Okay.
Both Fable games with co-op are $10 on Game Pass. I don't buy Game Pass anymore.
Yeah,
Wait,
I realized. I
10
think I mention it last week that I realized I still have Game Pass through 26.
26, yeah,
I
or
was
2027, yeah.
I thought it
Same.
expired this year. Now it doesn't. So I've got to take advantage of that.
Yeah, yeah. All right, Crane Storm with Christopher Walken. I watched that back in the day. Yes, Christopher Walken and Natalie Wood.
Hmm.
It was you should watch it. I mean, it's an old movie from the 80s, so it very much feels like an 80s movie. But it is essentially VR before even anybody knew what VR was. And it's about VR that people, well, everything that's in anime about VR, people fall into VR and it takes over their minds, take over their worlds.
Hmm.
Um,
Existence is another good movie like that.
yeah,
Trippy as fuck.
yeah. Like I said, this is 80s, so we're talking about 50 years ago that this one came out, but it's still a good movie, even if it is a little jangly at the end. It's a sort of take
Another take
on
on
Strange
Strange
Days
Days
tech.
tech. Okay.
Yeah. All right, everyone. We will talk to you next week for certain, and I will know better next week what I'm doing for Thanksgiving. I think I'm cooking, which means I am going to be around here. We'll see.
You
Don't
can
know.
watch a turkey and do a podcast at the same time, right?
No,
Or
the
maybe
turkey's
we'll just.
already going to be consumed by then.
Oh, okay, okay.
That's a Sunday. Yeah, Thursday is Turkey Day. I'm going to have 3 days to
Oh,
clean up.
right, right.
Yeah. So, all right, everyone. Have a great week. Talk to you later. Thanks for being here, and see you next week at noon. The realsies this time. Bye.